Isn't that right? Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It is 7 p.m. and B is right on time. Oh, I better turn that off.
Fastest.
I always do that.
Hmm.
That's the two screen thing, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get some hellos done
Gotta
here.
love
real
that
quick.
ice cube challenge.
I know, right?
Thank goodness it's.
And go back up here. Gizmo was the first one in here this evening. Good evening, Silver Lining. How are you, my friend? Greatest name on the internet, Half Bubble Off Plum. Good evening to you. And of course, Jules, good evening to you. We see Eagle Lover, good evening. And Eagle Lover wants you to know that she has her cast iron skillet for the bots tonight. So she's being frisky. I feel sorry for any of the bots tonight. Let me see here. Oh, the Terminator is here tonight. Of course. How is my friend the Terminator and Drummondson Live? And City Greens, good evening to you. See here, Janine, good evening to you. LJC, how are you, my friend? Let me see here.
You remember this, right?
Helen, good evening. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And one step closer. How are you? I think I got everybody in here. Yep. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Well, what do we got going on today? So, I did a couple interviews this week.
I know they were wonderful.
Right? So the first one I did was with My Honey's Kitchen, and her name was Ginger, and she was a really interesting lady. She had a way more diverse background than I thought going into it. And so that was pretty cool. And then I also did an interview with Darren. Darren is Callie Blackwell's boy. And so, we all heard Callie's version of, I don't say version, maybe that's not the right word, her perception.
Yeah,
how she's seen, Darren going through cancer and planning his funeral and all of these things. And I tried really hard to get Darren to come on the show because I really thought hearing it from his perspective would be fascinating. How did he take going through it as compared to how Callie took it? And guys, I'm going to tell you something. That kid, man, he's an amazing kid. I mean, just an absolute amazing kid. And the way he chose to look at things. And, there's a lot of things that stood out to me. And, for those of you guys who haven't watched the interview, you got to go watch it. And if you haven't watched the interview with Callie first, watch hers first, because you get mom's perspective and then son's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so there's a whole bunch of things that he said to me that really was interesting to me. But the one thing that really got to me, that really made me feel, like he was tougher than I was he got put into the hospital, and they put him in a shared room, and he looked across from him, and there was a toddler in there with, all these tubes coming out of, all of these orifices, and he was jumping on his bed dancing. And Darren said to himself, if he ain't complaining, I'm not going to complain. And and he found that the strength through that. And then I also found it super fascinating that when he was planning his own funeral, he was picking out costumes for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And his dad was going to come as the Grim Reaper. And it was actually funny that when someone coughed, he was going to point his sickle at him, and that was funny. And people were coming as nuns and as a big dildo, and like all of these things that he was coming to. And it's so amazing to me, because if you really look at the root of that, what's the beginning, right? We always talk about that. What is it in itself? What does it do, as Hannibal Lecter would say?
Yeah,
right?
Coming from a 14-year-old.
Coming from a 14-year-old, what he was really doing was he wanted to make sure everybody else was okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And through all of that, man, it was just like, dude, you're a badass.
He knew that he could be at rest with everybody okay.
Being okay. Yeah, that was man, that was a big deal to me. And so anyway, if you guys haven't watched any of those, you really need to go watch them, because they're powerful. I'm going to try really hard to continue to bring you guys not just prepping and survival and homesteading and those kinds of interviews, because I think those are nice too. But what I really hope to bring to you guys is stories of courage and stories of hope, and these fascinating people who overcame and didn't even know they were going to overcome, right? Like Darren never set out to overcome.
Well, he said at the beginning, like he always felt like he was going to be okay. He felt like he was going to be okay. Yeah. He felt like he was going to be okay, and then went to hospice and went, okay,
shit, maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. And anyways, I'm going to continue to push those boundaries and see if I can get you guys lots of stories of people who overcame a lot. We have people who are in our chat all the time who I'd love to interview, who I can't get to come on for whatever reason. But anyway, if any of you guys who are out there tonight, who have an interesting story of that, of overcoming, I'd love to talk to you. If you have the courage to come on alive and talk with me, because I think what it does is it gives everybody hope, and it lets you know that maybe, our problems aren't so bad. Because I'm going to tell you, I've never had a problem in my life that was as bad as Darren's.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Or him looking across the room at, I think did he say the boy was eight months old? Something?
18 months.
18 months old.
Yeah.
To look across the room at an 18-month-old boy
dancing on his bed
with tubes.
Yeah.
And he said that, or Callie said that, it was 8 months later that
boy died.
Boy died.
Yeah. But I just think that no matter what problems we're going through, guys, remember the 18-month-old boy jumping on the bed. Who was dancing, who was dying of chemotherapy and dying of radiation and dying of cancer. And think of that. And I think it empowers me. I walked away from a huge curse. You guys know my story, but I didn't do anything, I didn't, not compared to that. And then Callie, from Callie's perspective, having to fight for the life of your child.
Right.
I mean, holy moly.
And she said she didn't set out to save his life. She just set out to make him comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, because she bought into all of it.
Could you imagine?
I could not. Just so crazy to me. Hey, I'll continue, but Tamara Smith, good evening to you. And All American Prepper, what's up, buddy? Hey, him and I are going to do another video coming up here pretty quick. I've got to get some stuff over to him, but I just have not had time to do it.
Does this look different? Your
yes. So I'm using a different software tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to get to the reason why I'm doing that. But anyway, so RN, good evening to you. Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, good evening to you. And Luis, of course, good evening to you. Let's see if I got everybody here. Nope. Okie Ranch Wife, A Banquet of Consequences. I really like that name too. The Banquet of Consequences is pretty cool. Right. Anyway, good evening to you. And Helen, good evening to you as well. So anyway, you guys go watch the video with Darren. I've got one that I'm working on right now that I'm trying to convince to come on, who was a Vietnamese guy. And he was on one of the last helicopters out of Saigon as a little boy. And then he came to America and really struggled for a while, got a hold of a church. The church kind of helped him out. And he's gone on in his life to be successful and, runs a successful family. And
where do you know him from?
Well, I actually just met him through the internet,
oh, okay.
And ran into him. But what I want to talk to him about is he's now a staunch constitutionalist. And he's kind of at the front lines trying to fight for what he came to America for. And I just think it's interesting. Someone who was born someone else, who got on a helicopter on the top of a building, who made it out, who then can go through that. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing to me. Again, we're just talking about, how people overcome. And I just think it's just absolutely, just
fascinating.
Amazing. Yeah. Dolores, good evening to you. Rickster, good evening to you. The All American Prepper says that kid was a total badass. Yeah. And he was a total badass.
Wise beyond his years.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Just absolutely, amazing to me. Skanes Girl, good evening to you. And Lattimore Farm, good evening. Sharon Stock, hey, how are you from Wyoming? That's where my family comes. Yeah. But anyway, you guys go watch the video. It is a really, really, really cool thing. And I was honored to have him on the show. I was honored that his mom would trust me to do that. And
easy to talk to.
Yeah, easy to talk to. You should share the message that came back, because that was pretty cool. I will. No, you don't want to?
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I got a message back.
Yeah, it was
a personal message back from his mom that basically said that Darren had called her after our interview and had said that I had asked him questions that only he had thought in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like super honoring to me,
yeah.
Because anybody can, ask the normal questions, or whatever.
Yeah. And the things that you can come up with on your own, in your own head are sometimes, are deep. And sometimes having somebody else talk with you about them is helpful sometimes.
Yeah, it was a very heartfelt message. I will save the message forever. And those two people have impacted my life. I'm better off having them in my life. And anyway, I'll move on, but you guys should really go watch that video if you haven't, because he is a badass, as All American Prepper says. Let me see. I'm hoping. Okay, let's talk about that. So Jules says she's hoping to be on the Zoom next week. And the Zoom's awesome. For those of you guys who don't know how to get on it, you got to go to Freesteading in the activity feed at 7:00. That's all you got to do. A link will pop up. Click the link. You're in the Zoom.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I like to just sit there and listen. I didn't make a lot of it yesterday. Because we were just running around 100 miles an hour. And then, I've got a friend of mine in town who's working on their land. And so we had to go eat dinner because we were all hungry. We'd all been working all day long. And, it was just one of those things. But hey, big kid, how are you? I think I got everybody. Yep. All right, cool. So I've got the first one off my list. What you want to get off your list?
Well, we poured concrete today.
Yeah. So how'd that go?
It went well for me because I didn't have to pour it. I didn't have to work it at all. So it went well for me. It looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you left, the puppy ran through it. And so I had to get some water and brush it out. Puppy paws.
I would have just left him in there.
Right down the front of the new sidewalk.
Yeah. Let me see. What's Skane's girl say here? Skane's girl says something important. Going to do a giant howdy to all you fine folks. I'm recovering from the big CV, still pretty whooped. Well, we hope you get nothing but better every single second.
Yep. Speedy recovery. Yep. Take care of yourself.
Yep. Life has its ups and downs. It's hard. Prayers for all. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Helen. I first of all, I totally agree with you. Life has its ups and downs. But just as Darren demonstrated to us, just as this young kid demonstrated to all of us, life is 10% of what happens to us. And it's 90% how we choose to deal with what happens to us.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, you can look at any situation any way you want to. I can look at something that happens in my day, this don't go well, and I can be upset and I can be crabby. I can, whatever. I can lose my career. I can let it bother me, or I can choose to use it as fire for the next thing.
Yeah.
And stand and drive. And, and I want to talk about that a bunch more tonight as we go on. And actually for my closing arguments, I have, some of that stuff put in there. But anyway, yeah, super, super cool. So what's American Purpose say here? See, I'm so glad I have to leave the chat. I got to go to work. Oh, yeah. Oh, so sad. Yeah, but we'll see you soon. And I'll get you an email over, hopefully early in the week. And we'll get you back on and we'll do a live sometime, maybe Wednesday next week, and have a good conversation. Good luck at work. Don't work too hard. Mary Michelle, good evening to you. Yeah. Who is late, Tag or B or both? Well, none of us are late. We're all right here. I must have missed something. We have come to the conclusion we had COVID back in 19 for a long time before it was officially here. Yep. B and I had it. It's so funny. If you guys remember when it was coming out, we took a youngin to Disney World in February that year. Was it January?
January.
In January, that right before it came out. Mm-hmm. And then we got back and we all got sick. And then it was like February when they really started talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened, right?
Yes. And then it was like declared a pandemic just after that.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress. So B said we poured concrete today. We poured 6 yards of concrete. We poured
Was it 6 yards?
6 yards. Because we ordered 5 and we were a little short. I had to get another one. So it was 6 yards of concrete. So we poured a sidewalk, basically leaning away from the front door of my house, all the way along the front side of my house earlier today. Mm-hmm. And that's so that when the water comes down the hill, it's got somewhere else to go besides the front door. And so now we're in the process of building a retaining wall all the way along. About a 2.5 foot tall retaining wall will come next along the front of the house. I'll take some pictures and get a video out there. But so we had to get that done today, and then built a 16 foot tall retaining wall. Not 16 foot tall. Oh my goodness.
16 feet.
16 feet long retaining wall, about 3 foot tall, that I'm going to support a concrete pad on today. So anyway, that's what I worked on today.
So we are still working on concrete, and we found out that the price just slightly went up.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I started this house, we were paying $132 a yard.
No, before it was like $125.
$125 when we started? So, okay, we're paying $125 a yard for concrete when we started this project a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And it was $167 today for 4,000 PSI concrete, if anybody cares. Put all of that through. So anyway, we did that. We got the retaining wall built. And then I went out to my buddy Gypsy's place. And oh my goodness, talk about a food forest. I mean, every time I was just walking around, and I'm not a very good help apparently, because he was working and I was taking pictures of plants, and I was lollygagging.
Yes. Yes.
I was lollygagging. But anyway, right away we found some white mulberry trees, a whole bunch of them. And those are kind of rare here.
Yeah.
And so that was really, really cool. And we found wild parsley, which was really, really cool. And some snowberries, which was really, really cool. Man, and talk about locust trees, man. This guy's got more locust trees than I've ever seen located on a property, which has its bad side, but also its really good side.
Right.
It's great firewood. It's super dense and all that, but you got, thorns.
And that's just what you found.
Yeah, that's what we found, right?
There's I'm sure that there is a lot more.
Yeah. Let me see here. Cybergun says CV is all fiction. Look up the work of Dr. Sam Bailey and others. I'll leave that for a minute, so people want to look it up, they can.
If they want to write it down, they can.
Yep. Let me see here. Which service? I'm glad my husband takes it every day. He hasn't had a bout with his cancer in 3 years. Oh, how cool is that? Yep. Let me see here. What's Big Kid say? Oof, ordering a yard. Ouch. Well, out here, though, it wasn't a big deal because I'm so close to it. There's no extra charge. So they charged me for $5 the first time. And then because we were a little bit short, they went and got me another yard. But there wasn't
there wasn't
an additional charge or anything. They just charged me for the additional
just an extra $100 and
yeah
$60.
You see here, Jules said, I had COVID in March 2020. Thankfully, no lasting effects from the disease or absolutely disastrous hospital treatment. Yep, Cybergun says no one's had it. It doesn't exist. I actually think I agree with this. Well, let me rephrase. I think COVID exists, but I don't think it is what they say it is. I think it's, there's a flu, there's stuff that goes around. I think it was made up to be, so much more. And then, guys, I want to tell you something. I lost my father to COVID, right? And so it's not like I was untouched from this thing, but after going through it all, I think I agree. Yeah, and Gypsy said, don't forget honeysuckle. Oh, yeah. So Gypsy had you should have seen it.
Was it yellow? What color was the honeysuckle? White honeysuckle.
Yep. And so, but he had these big trees. I know it's not really a tree, but
trees of what?
Honeysuckle. Like these
honeysuckle tree?
Well, it was a big bush, but they were like 8 feet tall. I mean, they were big.
What was it? It's a vine. Honeysuckle.
Well, it's kind of a twig bush thing.
Sticks.
Yeah. But I made sure I put it in the app, and it was really, really cool. Okay, where are we at here?
Were the flowers on it?
Let me see here. Skanes girl, I haven't been on freesteading. Yes, there were white flowers. That's how I knew it was white.
Mm.
Trying to get the garden planted, onions harvest. Yep, I know that. It's that time of year, isn't it?
Garden.
Let me see here. I missed a few, guys. I apologize. Let me see here. Luis says the community will surely benefit from your find. Amen. Right? Amen. Well, there's, like I said, the white that's a big deal. Mulberry is a big deal. Yep.
I've tried growing them several times from somebody who had them in Kansas City. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. You want to answer that?
Anybody know what causes tomatoes to rot on the vine?
Was it like bottom rot? Like what kind of rot is it?
Was it just there too long?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I lost a few here. Hey, ACM, how are you? Good evening to you. Hilltop says, listening while watering corn. You want to answer the tomato question? Yeah, well, I guess they're going to ask back. Yeah, what is it? Around here, it would have been at least 300 for a single yard. Yep, nope. Oh, Evie says when they're green. What causes a tomato to rot when it's green?
When it's green, probably. That would be the bottom end rot, right?
Right. Is it rotting on the bottom?
So
calcium, right?
Well, that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I used powdered milk and literally just put the powder on the dirt at the base of the plant right before rain.
Yeah.
And they're green.
Yeah, I bet it's bottom end rot, and I bet it's calcium deficiency, right?
It's a deficiency of something. Yeah. The calcium helped and some people say to put a Tums in there because that's
or powdered milk,
like what in between each plant, but that's a lot of.
Yeah, but also you use powdered milk, right?
That's what I used, powdered milk, but Tums people have used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gypsy says, so I wanted to get to this because I missed the comment, but I'd seen it up there. So the water witchers, where they come out and they got those 2 rods and they cross when they find water. Anyway, so they went out to Gypsy's today because they're going to get a well dug at some point. anyway, they went out there and he walked over a spot and they were telling me that it just went whew, and just dove, which tells me that it's going to be a good well and it's a good place. And he found a whole bunch of locations around it. It's like a vein of water. So I'm like,
are they at the top of a hill or anything? Bottom of a hill?
No,
kind of in between?
Kind of in the middle, yeah. But where they found it was at the top of their property.
Yeah.
But it's down from the property next to it.
Okay.
A little bit, I think, because of the way the runoff runs. But it was just so cool to see that. I'm so excited for, the gypsy clan, that not only do they get the greatest dirt, because what I've seen so far, we make fun of.
They get the best dirt.
Yeah, they get the best dirt, man. That property is amazing.
They get plentiful water.
Plentiful water, yeah.
They get an established food forest.
Yeah, and some of us have to farm clay. But anyway, I'm super happy for you guys. I'm telling you, congratulations. And it seems like you guys are running into win along the way. And that's really, really nice to see. I couldn't be happier for you. Let me see here. Johnny says, I've had long lasting issues from COVID, but I had a weird immune system before. Yeah. I don't want to discount COVID, because I think to the earlier point was right. And that COVID is not what they make it out to be. I mean, I just don't believe that at all. But I do believe there's a common flu, and I do believe there's, and clearly people get sick, but I don't know if it's anything more than, the flu. And again, like I said, I lost my father from it. So I have not been untouched by it. DeVries Custom Leather. Hey, welcome. You're not late, man. You're right on time. We're just getting started. All right. Where in the world am I? There I am right there. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh,
is it highlight? Does it keep it highlighted as
you So I can click on. Right. So Country Foreshore. Good evening. Welcome. Yep. Eagle Lover says, awesome news. They're referring to Gypsy. Yep. No doubt. I'm almost sure I had it May 19th and got pneumonia and was down for 3 weeks, says Sharon. Well, Sharon, welcome. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Bone Mill. Here you go. So Big Kid says Bone Mill will make tomatoes jump in fruit size. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Wow. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah, what do we got here? We got a little Epsom salt around the roots will help the tomatoes. Yeah. Now, if I remember right, when I read it was calcium. But you're saying it could be more things than calcium. And you would know better than I would, but.
Yeah, it could be it could be different reasons, I think. Deficiency in something.
Okay. So Easy says they were like just full of water, soggy, and still green.
They were soggy.
Yeah. Says I put calcium on them in 13. Yeah, but that's weird. If they're not rotting at the bottom, that's not the problem, right?
They're soggy.
I've never seen that. Anybody have any ideas for Easy?
Has it been super wet? Has it been super rainy? How much rain have you gotten in the last little bit?
Yep. Tamber says that her chickens have gotten the ones with bottom end rot. You see here, Jules says March 2020 was the first time in my life I've ever had pneumonia. Johnny says witching wands work. Well, they worked here. Like when they came out to dig our well out here, Johnny, they found 2 spots, but they were 500 feet away and they weren't real strong.
I thought there were 3. Wasn't there one
there was
over
one
here?
Over here and one
2 over here. Because remember, we decided
there was 3.
We were gonna go ahead and dig that other one.
Yeah, you're right. There was
3. Which, if we dig that other one, it would be
right at the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We can have a well for the chickens.
Oh yeah, that's a great investment of $10,000.
Is that how much it would be?
Well, you got the well, you got the pump. I got to send it somewhere. I got trench lines. I've got. It's not just digging a hole. There's more to it than that, right? Fine. Yeah.
I'll jug over there.
But anyway, ours didn't perform very well. So ours, we have a 2.5 gallon a minute well, and so we had to spend a whole bunch of money taking the 2.5 gallon a minute well and putting a big holding tank in and another set of pumps and all of that, so that we ensured we never ran out of water. But it doesn't look like to me my buddies are going to have to do that, and I'm happy for them for that. Let me see here. Big Kid says a water witch can even find water lines that way. I thought it was hokey at first, but they came out and did it where I'm at, and it worked. Let me see if I can get down here without missing a whole bunch. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm still not caught up, huh?
They weren't using actual sticks, right?
No, they were using, I would think they were metal. When they did it here, they were metal rods, just a bent metal rod. I don't know what they used out there, but anyway, let me see here. Chris says, Bottom end rot, magnesium and calcium, add Epsom salt and Tums, work fast and great. Yeah. Let me see here. Hilltop says, I'm learning about landrace gardening, and they say bottom end rot is a genetic deficiency in the seed. Try other seeds and plants, and don't save seed from plants that get it. That's actually probably pretty good advice. Let me see. Tag, because of you, I'm building a room just like your crow's nest with a wraparound walkway. Oh yeah, I love the crow's nest. You guys can't see it on camera, but up here, there's 11 windows in this room. It's a small room, and it sits 3 stories off the ground. It's the very top of my house, and I can look everywhere, all over my property, and I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me see here. Chris White says, listening while I drive, double loads this weekend. Yeah, will you be safe? I'm glad you're just listening and not trying to watch it, right, Chris? Let's see here. Cybergun says, we're being made sick from multiple of other factors, from EMF radiations to poisons in our food, air, and water and air, et cetera, et cetera. It's just all being conveniently blamed on something else. I actually partially agree with this. I mean, I think there is flus and those kind of things, but I think Cybergun's right in that we're being attacked from every single front.
Yeah.
Right. You're being attacked from the medicine we take. We're being attacked from the food, what we wear. Yeah. Right. When I did the interview with Ginger from My Honey's Kitchen, we talked about the body absorbing the chemicals out of the soles of your shoes. Because your pores on your feet are so big. They're the biggest pores on your body. And so, yeah, Cybergun, I agree with you. Let me see. Bone meal. Okay. We got that one. I think already. Big Kid says bone meal is full of calcium. Let me get down here some more. Oop, where's Easy down here? Let me see here. Yes, we've had a lot of rain, downpours, and spurts enough to fill up 60-gallon rain barrels. Yeah, but I've still never seen a tomato get soggy like that.
Green on the vine?
Yeah, green on the vine and then soggy. I mean, we get plenty of rain. Let's see, is Tag and be okay? Terminator, we're fine. I wonder what's going on with Terminator. I do not know, Ms. Terminator. I see your comment just fine, and everyone else says that they see me fine. I wonder what's going on. Let me see here. What do we got here? The plants themselves are over 7 feet tall. Black Krim tomatoes. So this is a big, I don't know why it's soggy.
7 foot tall tomato plant.
I have no idea. I wonder if somebody can help in here. Gypsy says they use 2 copper rods. Yeah. Big Kid says, I use quarter copper rods. They are on the dash of one of my trucks. I don't know. I missed it. Okay, that's sorry. Refresh the stream, says Jules. Yeah, Terminator, refresh it because, like I said, I'm not having any problems on my end. Let me see. Johnny says I use acetylene welding rods to witch water. My well casing collapsed, says Tambra. I have a solar well pump that I bought. Been trying to get the NRCS to help drill another well. Yeah, I hope you. Yeah, ouch. I would not like that. See, hello again. Sorry, I had to reboot. Yeah, it looks like, okay, cool. Drummondson Live says, I met a guy. I'll just post it up there. Let me see here. I met a guy on a construction site that located underground lines for a living, and he used 2 wires, and it worked. Yep. They're poisoning. There we go. Scans Girl says they're poisoning us from all fronts. Yes, I agree with that. And I think it's hard to escape, which is why we got to create our own food, right? And we've got to create, control our air a little bit, control how much radiation and those kind of things, because they are bombarding us with EMF. I promise you this is true. I live it all day long in my professional career. And so I deal with it quite frequently, and it's absolutely happening. 100%. Let me see here. Milk and Honey says, got to run, finishing making a weed fabric to get the rest of the garden in. Yep, super important. Let me see here. Devised Custom Leather says, found a line under concrete 12 foot down in the middle of Nashville. It works. Yeah. I bet it works as good as your belts. For those of you guys, I say this all the time, but the Devised Custom Leather made me a belt, and I love it. It's become my go-to for everything. So you guys really ought to check it out. Great Father's Day gift. Let me see here. Big Kid says that runs in our family. I've been told many different objects can be used for dowsing. Yep. Kelly Ireland. Hello. Welcome. Let me see here. I think of Tag. Did you get that in the mail? Yes, I'm actually going to talk about it tonight. But I wasn't going to mention who anyway, busted. Right. Okay. So before we go any further, because you covered the concrete pad, right? So it's my turn. So we have a elder, and I don't mean elder from an age perspective, I mean elder from a channel perspective, right? Make sure I clear that. Who's got a birthday this week. And so I thought we would do a real quick happy birthday Terminator style. What do you remember when Terminator did the happy birthday for you? Do you remember how she did it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope everybody can do a happy birthday to the Terminator with us in Terminator style. And so I think it would go something like this. Hello, I'm Tag. Just MB.
MB.
And this is a happy birthday for Terminator. Remember it wrong? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's right.
Okay, yeah. Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Terminator.
Happy birthday to you. From Kansas. Tag MB.
Terminator, we love you.
From Life Done Free.
You've become an amazing part of our community, and we're just poking a little fun, but we absolutely love you, and we're super
you
happy.
Have a wonderful birthday.
Yeah, we hope you have a great birthday. You're an amazing human being, and we talked about interviewing interesting people. One of the interview I did with you is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Just to listen to how you go about doing your life, and I think all of us can learn a whole bunch from it. But
yes,
look at all those happy birthdays. Look at all that. Okay, we say, okay, so the I is a long E. DeVries Custom Leather says. So how would I say that right? No, please correct me because I don't know. I say DeVries. So DeVries Custom Leather. Did I say that right? Let me know if I said that right. DeVries instead of DeVries. Yeah. Big kid says roll on the floor. Yeah, because when Terminator did B's happy birthday, it was just classic. It was classic Terminator.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was at the end of one of the videos, B's birthday video, and it was just amazing. Hey, Rosie, how are you? Rosie says they use copper rods for dowsing.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, Terminator says that is so cool. Yeah, we love you. Yeah, look at all those birthdays. Hey, MJ, how are you, my friend? Okay,
Hello.
So DeVries said I did it right that time. Okay, so it's DeVries. So it's the long E instead of the I. Got it. Cool. Look at all those happy birthdays. Oh, my goodness. Skanes Girl. Let me see here. Tamara's wants to know, Skanes Girl, how far you are. All right, cool. So we got that done. New platform. Let me talk about that real quick. Why I'm on a new platform tonight. Yeah. So I'm using a different streaming platform now because what it will allow me to do is bring anybody I want to into the live at any time.
Like right now?
So like, for example, if Skanes Girl, we wanted to get her on the live, we wanted to talk right now, I could get her a link and she'd pop right into the live.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
I can't do on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so this will allow me to do that. So with that said, if anybody out there feels like it and wants to chit chat with us on the live, tell me and I'll send you a link and we'll chit chat for a few minutes and then we'll go back to what we were doing, which I think is really cool. What do we got here? Skanes Girl needs chicks. Skanes Girl, do you need chicks? Because if you need some, we can certainly hook you up. I know we're a little ways away.
You gonna drive them down there?
Yeah, well, I don't know how we'll get them down there.
Oh,
look at that. Sharon's got her birthday coming up on Monday. Want to do another one? Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you.
Many more.
And many more. From Life Done Free. Okay. Oh, Tamara says she has chicks. Okay, got it. Okay. So we got that. We poured the sidewalk. And the retaining wall. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I did a couple. Your turn.
Speaking of chicks.
Yeah.
I was gifted some American breast. Well, some people say breasty. Some people say breasts.
Some people say chocolate milk.
Some people call me the space cowboy. No. So, I guess there's black ones and there's white ones. I was gifted a dozen white ones, which is pretty cool because I have all of my birds have a color of some kind on them. I don't have any all white birds. So I'll be able to pick them out of the crowd. So now I have 80 birds.
Mm-hmm.
And
more coming.
And a dozen duck eggs in the incubator.
Yeah, because you have 4 ducks now.
I have 4 ducks, and I actually directed them over to the pond the other day, and they just stood there and looked at me. So they did not get in the pond. They were not interested. They wanted to come back to the baby pool where I clean it. Where I clean it and wash it, and it's crystal blue water.
Yeah, Johnny says chicks are $6.70 where he's at. $2.35 before. Yeah, we just raise our own.
They're like when I was at Tractor Supply, they had them. They're like $5.50 a piece for the not the straight runs for the girls.
Yeah. Let me see here. You want to read this one quick?
Skeins girl, how are you feeling? How's your mom? From Choche.
Yep. I didn't know Skeins girl's mom was sick, but let us know. We could definitely get some prayer warriors out there for you.
They both had COVID, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, that would make sense, right? Jewel says, if you're coming to Texas, Tag, can you please bring a large trailer so we can load all my preps and move to Kansas? Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you what, I am. It seems like we never stop moving.
Yes.
Ever.
We had it was go, 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 go.
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually we need to get to Texas. I want to go see my sister. I haven't seen her in a while. Me and my sister.
Well, she ain't coming here.
Yeah, we grew up together in a way that a lot of siblings don't, and I'd love to get out and see her.
Yeah, you relied on you guys leaned on each other
a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Big Kid says, Life Done Freed, not now, but one day I feel like I should talk about using homesteading as therapy and rehab for my multiple sclerosis. I'm convinced I'd be long dead if it weren't for this lifestyle. Big Kid, I would welcome you on a live. You just tell me when you can do it. Because again, I think it's these stories of overcoming and these stories of attitude, right?
And how you get it done.
And how we deal with, because guys, there's so many things we can't control in life. Darren could not control that he got cancer, and Big Kid could not control that he got multiple sclerosis, right? I mean, it is what it is, and we're dealt with what we're dealt, but what we can control is how we choose to deal with all of these things. And I think those lessons of overcoming, again, are just so powerful to so many people. I would welcome it, Big Kid, anytime.
Yep.
You see here. Oops, what I got here. Skeins girl sending. Yep, beautiful. Tambra says, everyone should have chicks. If they want chicks, I'm incubating them and giving them away. Tambra, rock on. Good for you. Good way to look out for the community.
Yes.
Yep. And if someone's close to me and wants chicks and wants to get into it, I will do the same thing. We will figure it out how to make sure, the people can get the things that they need to continue to live a little bit freer. Anything that we can do, to help.
Well, and too, if you help them to be more self-sufficient, then they don't rely on you to help them to be more self-sufficient.
Right. Yeah. My shoulder blade. Other one. Thank you. Tamara Smith says, y'all better let me live down. Better let me know. Yeah, if y'all come to Texas. Oh, we will. If I make a trip to Texas, I'll announce it. I promise you that. Jules, it's only a loaded 10 by 15 offsite. Simple, right? Oh, yeah. Super simple.
If we go to Texas, we're going to have to rent a like Ramada conference center so that we can have everybody over.
Yep. Hey, some of my favorite people, American Roots Farms here tonight. Here's another great story. I did an interview with American Roots. If you guys don't remember it, go back. And I would actually, American Roots, I know you're listening. I've said this before. I would actually like to do a follow-up because where you guys were and where you guys are today is just a gigantic jump. And so go back and watch the interview as they tried to, at the time, to exit the system and to get out of debt and to do all of these things. And now they've made it a long, 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 long way. But now that they're a long, 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 long way, it creates new hurdles. And it's trying to deal with those new hurdles at the exact same time, And so I'd love to do it again. Plus, that whole family, Marshall,
Plus, we're fond of you.
Yeah, I mean, mom and dad are cool, right? Jess is cool. Joe's cool.
She likes ice cream.
Yeah, and she makes really good cinnamon rolls, and that was a lot of fun. I had so much fun when they came down to our homestead rotation, just poking fun and going back and forth. It was just a great time. It's like you kind of have you're just friends instantly, and and you get along, and I think about you guys, American Roots, all the time, and I wish nothing for you guys but absolute success and being able to find the thing that you desire most in life, and anything I can ever do to help, I will absolutely help.
Did I tell you that she left a ice cream from Dairy Queen in the freezer? It was like a swirly thing. And she left it in the freezer, and I found it, and I sent her a picture of it, and I said,
yeah?
"You are not getting this back."
No, I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I did not know that. What do we got here? So Big Kid said, I'll have to work myself up for it. I'm a fairly private person, but I think sharing could help others.
That's the goal.
Big Kid, here's the thing, bud, is that it's not that stressful. And I'm easy to talk to, and, I won't make it weird. I promise you all of those things. But it is about how do we help people live free? And how do we help people overcome the hurdles that they have? And if you can play a role in that, I'm going to be mean right here, so don't take this, I'm not being offensive. But if you can play a role in it, it's your duty. Period. Because if we don't do this, if we don't stick together, there'll be nothing left. I have to do it. I have to put my neck out on the line. Other people have to do it. We'll tell you again. I'm going to talk about this at the end a little bit.
Well, and two, if you have hurdles and you have overcome them, there are other people out there who have not the exact same hurdles, but hurdles.
Right.
And they can go, gosh, that guy can do it. Just like Darren, if that kid can do it, if that guy can do it, I can do it.
That's right. It's our duty. And this is why talking to American Roots was badass. And talking to Callie was badass, right? Mm-hmm. And talking to Darren and Ginger and
was way cool.
Yeah, it's these people who overcome these amazing things.
Yeah.
And if they can do it, we can do it. We just have to stand.
And with a positive attitude, they're just.
But without the positive attitude, they wouldn't have overcome it.
it.
Right. They needed that, right? Hey, Rosie's here from Camden, Tennessee. How are you, Rosie? Yep, Rosie.
Oh, that's your Rosie, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. This is Rosie that I get to talk to every time I go down to the Self-Reliance Festival.
Somebody, I didn't get anything. She makes, I don't know.
She makes all kinds of goodies. Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Something they were like,
she fed me brownies when I was down there in Camden. Yeah. Let me see here. Big cookout when you come down to Texas. Yeah, what we need to do? I need to find a festival or something I could plan it around. Texas is a big place, right? Yeah. And we could all get together because there's so many people.
Like when we went to the Mother Earth News Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to the Mother Earth News Fair in Belton.
Yes.
Texas, right? And I don't need to be at a place where I'm speaking or anything. I just to go. We can hang out. I don't know. Are they still doing it down there? Does anybody know if they're still doing the Mother Earth News Fair in Belton?
I think they stopped doing the Mother Earth News Fair altogether, didn't they?
I don't know. Hey, We'll Be Cool. We'll Be Cool is another great person that I met, right? Finally closed on my 40-acre in southern Mississippi last Friday. Turned 62 the day after, getting ready to retire. What a great retirement gift.
Congratulations.
Yep. I pray for every single person in here for retirement. They get 40 acres.
Yep.
Right?
You're well on your way to cool.
Yeah, that is awesome, right? Texas-sized cookout. Yeah, that's what Jules says. I would love that. Why does the live chat keep moving? I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means? The live chat keep moving. Maybe because we're moving? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, American Roots.
Moving locations?
We're in this together. I promise you that. Eagle Lover says, yep, there's a lot of us here in Texas. Yep, Scans Girl, if I will. Oh, there you go. Tamber says, Scans Girl, I'll meet you if you need me to. I think there was I must have missed it. Scans Girl. Oh, right here. Sorry, I don't want to get it. My mom's in the hospital, but she's doing good. I asked them to keep until I am recovered enough to take care of her. Oh, yeah. Good. Very, very good to hear it. I didn't mean to skip you, but sorry. Let me go back down here. I don't even know.
Thanks for finding that. We wouldn't have.
Yeah. Let me see here. American Roots said we had a great time. All of us did. Would love to do a follow-up anytime. It was an ice cream cupcake. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah. Let's, if you guys remember, send me an email, American Roots. And if I remember, I'll send you an email. And let's just get a date picked because I would really love to do a follow-up. I think a lot of people could benefit from where you're at in your journey and what you guys have overcome because you did it.
Well, it's not always easy. Everybody, they look at us and they go, oh, it's easy for you because you have your land, you have your house, you have your, and it's like, oh, we haven't always.
Right.
We had to start somewhere and we weren't certain what we were going to be. We didn't know where this, it's been a journey.
It's interesting that Tambra Smith is speaking to both of our love languages here.
I'll cook some pork and make some cobbler. Yep.
Yeah, Tambra, you got both of our love languages in one sentence. Jules, I don't know what that means, but egg Zachary.
Egg
Zachary. Oh, got it. Okay. Sweet Savvy Word says it's generally Fridays at 8, but there's a lot of others. Call them bonuses. It's generally Fridays at 8, but there's a lot.
Savory asked, why does the live chat keep moving? It's usually 8, but there's always some bonuses. I don't know.
I don't get it. We do the live at 7 o'clock Central every single week. I mean, once in a while we have one that's different, but generally it's always 7 o'clock, always on Friday.
Maybe because you did a live chat with Darren, and it was 11 o'clock in the morning because he's such a time difference.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get the question. Yeah. So Sweet Savory Words. So we will do a live every Friday night at 7 o'clock. That's BNI's live.
Yeah.
But when I bring on a guest, I like to do them live so that people can ask questions and they can experience it with me. And they can experience that emotion with me versus just a recording. So when I get someone who's got an interesting story, I just try to do them live. In Darren's case, I did it at 11 because for him being where he was, it was almost time for him to go to bed.
Yeah.
And so I did it at what time he could do it.
So the other when you have guest speakers on, you do it when they can do it.
Yeah, I do it when they can do it. Yeah.
Okay. But then otherwise, you and I will always do our live Friday nights.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if we're away on a Friday, we will do it on a Thursday or a Sunday.
Right.
But typically we try to do it Friday nights.
Yes, and I try to do it exactly at 7. You can ask me.
Oh, he is.
I'm a Nazi.
Early, you're a beggar. Late, you're a bum.
Yep, that's how I feel. So I actually sit and count it down. Tonight, I counted it down 10, 9,
7
8,
o'clock.
so that when it turns 7, I hit go live. Right, because you guys have given me your time. The least I can do is respect it.
Is be on time.
Right. I mean,
sheesh.
Okay. Matt says, got my rig parked and headed to the car. Tag, thank you for answering Wyatt's compost questions last week. We were starting a pile at my place and he started his own pile at his mom's. Yeah, I am super happy to help. There's no thank you needed. It was cool. I had a good conversation with him and I hope I get to, answer more questions, or I hope he reaches out more.
Gotta love it when they're trying to be free.
Right. Tamara says February Mother Earth News Fair. Yeah, I need to get down there and see my sister. So maybe
February it'd be cold here. So
be easier to get away here.
It'd be easier to go to Texas.
Maybe we should plan a Mother Earth News Fair trip in February. Go to Texas. Jewel says Texas is the only place you can drive literally all day and be in the same damn state.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a lot of hit and runs there.
ScrewTube moved where to access the live chat. Oh, I didn't know that. Guys, they've been messing with me a lot lately. I mean, a lot. And I don't know. I think that I was going to talk about this a little bit. This week I had 4 people reach out to me and say, hey, I've been unsubscribed to your channel. Mm-hmm. I don't think they liked the bread circus video very much because I went on a rant. Anyway, let me see here. Says I get a notice of them going live. I stay there waiting. Then I am picking chickens, hands greasy. Then I click the live and it says the live is moved. I don't know. Sweet Savory Words. I wish I could tell you, but
the live is moved.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Arthur, what's going on? Welcome, bud. Let me see here. Make sure you are on all messages and not live chat. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that's what we're talking about. Yeah, got it. That would make sense. Marla, how are you? Love chat is now where comments are in the recorded video. Okay. Interesting. I can't keep up with it. Yeah, Marla, I got it live chat. It took me a second. I'm a little slow today. But I really liked your comment on the video earlier, by the way. It's Sweet Savory Word says it's weird I get a notice of chat. God, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. What do we got here? I don't have land, the house, or any of that, but there's a satisfaction in the journey to get to that point. You know what, Jules, rock on. Gold star for you today, because I'm going to tell you something, that freedom's not a destination. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody tells you. Neither is success. It's not a destination. I promise you, I've experienced gigantic success in my life, and it was never a destination. As I look back at it, it was the journey, and it was the steps that got you there. That I look back at, just like here, I'm sitting in my big, beautiful home. And, when I think about it, I don't think about the big, beautiful home. I think about driving the 12-inch Phillips bit through my hand. I think about being on the roof, putting metal on, and me poking fun at her for being on vacation. We were standing this wall right here when we were building this house, and the wind was blowing, and she's holding the wall for me, and she's crying her eyes out because she's afraid the wind's going to pull her off the top of this 3 stories. It's those things that I remember, What do you think of? Is it the same for you, or is it different for you?
No, I'm just enjoying it now. I've already forgotten all All the tears.
Yeah. Tamara says, may get you to come by and see me. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Bickett says live. Let me see. Live is at 8 here on the East Coast. Yeah. Tamara says she has 34 acres. Hey, there's some buddies of mine. Bird's Eye View is here. And this is another great, example of, these guys. I know a lot about them. They work their asses off their whole lives long so they could, chase that dream of living free. And they're doing it. They're living it today. And I was talking to the husband in this deal, and just very today, and we were talking about, he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh my God, I'm running from this to this. And I said, what am I even talking about?
Yeah.
I don't even need to tell you. You already know, what it's like every single day. And so again, another great example of, people who are doing it. And like B was talking about earlier about how people say to us all the time about, oh, it must be nice you already have your land, or it must be nice, you already have your house, or it must be nice that. What they don't understand is that it took decades. I know Bird's Eye View. I know their story, and getting to where they are today was decades in the works. It didn't just happen.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to be committed to the process, even if they didn't know what the process totally was all the time, or even for us, didn't know what the process was all the time, to know that there's another life, and we're going to go chase that other life, and we're going to do it, and we're going to save our money, and we're going to do these things. It's decades. It's not, I didn't have the resources just one day to say, okay, I'm going to go live this life. I had to get committed to it for a long period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to be able to do it. Anyway, what do we got here? Oh, sorry. I try not to click on the ones when people are talking back and forth. I click waiting for the start. My screen goes black. And then I click back. It says live chat has moved. So from now on, not going to wait for live chat. It is making me miss the start. Yeah, I don't know why. Sweet Savory Words, I'd love to tell you I understand it.
I was trying to get on your live with Darren, and I couldn't get on the live. I had to go to our channel
to get on the live
on YouTube. Yeah, to get on the live.
Yeah. Tamara says that the Mother's News, they haven't set the dates yet, but last time it was in February. Well, in Texas in February would be a whole lot better than Kansas anyway. So,
the drive wouldn't be so fun, but
right. You see here, RN says, I have 2 volunteer cabbages and about a dozen volunteer tomato plants growing in my compost pile. This is being more productive than anything else I do.
When?
Yeah. It's funny. You want to talk about productive. That's such a funny thing. I was telling Gypsy today, I was joking with him about how, it was yesterday, I think, I was joking about him, how I get emails now from wives quite often who say, tag, all my husband asks me now is, have I been productive today?
Yeah.
And I have to tell you guys, I love it. Thank you for encouraging me to continue it. Because that's awesome to me. I just absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. I don't, though, however, get very many messages from males saying that their wife is asking them if they're being productive. What do you suppose that is? Men are more moody, maybe? Get mad easier?
Maybe they don't watch.
Maybe. That could be true.
Are you going to leave the volunteer cabbage plants and the tomato plants in your compost pile?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. RN. Yeah, Tamara, you do awesome. Tamara says, I'm an old woman, but trying my best. You do awesome. You do way more than try. Okay, where am I at here? Oh, shoot. All right, there we go. Hippocrates. Sorry, bud. So Hippocrates says, I learned one person can jack up a 10 by 12 storage shed, load it on a 14-foot trailer, and move it down the hill with a pickup alone. Not advisable, but just needed someone to hold my beer. Mm-hmm. Amen. You can absolutely do it with leverage and, those kind of things. You can do it. It's hard, but you can absolutely do it, right? My tears are just starting on our journey. You know what, Bird's Eye View? This is such a great comment. This is such a great comment, My tears are just starting on our journey, but the fact is your journey started many years ago. You're finally at a place where you get to do something with it. Where you actually get to, after all that sacrifice and all that work and all those, allowances that you did not give, right? I'll leave it at that. All that shenanigans that went on was all for this moment, right? And celebrate that. I mean, I respect you for that. I've never told you that, but I do.
They thought that their last place was their forever home.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying you don't always understand the journey.
You don't.
Because it takes rights and lefts, but
yes.
but being focused on, I know I want something else.
Yeah.
and working there. So,
well, and two, when you say I want something else, and that something else is attainable, it's like,
yeah, but here's the thing. It wouldn't have been attainable had the sacrifice not been done 20 years ago, and then 15 years ago, and then 10 years ago, and then 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You have to understand that it began a long time ago.
The decision to hold on to that.
Yeah.
Those funds, those ideas, those.
Yeah. RN just gave Sweet Savory Words some advice. So I just wanted to let it up there so Sweet Savory Words could see it and see if it fixes it. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Gene says we're 70 and still looking fine. Amen. Yeah, don't they say 70 is the new 50?
Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, I know some people at the 70 or getting close to 70 or just over 70 who are super hardworking, productive people. Right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, sorry, that was to Scanes Girl. Did the uphill tractor part. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Let me see here. Well, what I try to do is when they're talking to each other, I try to skip those and get the comments that are directed at us out here. Right?
Yeah.
I'm 15 plus years in this homestead now, and I wouldn't trade it. Amen, big kid. I'm telling you, I'm ready for you to come on. You tell me when. I'm late to the game, but I'm in it. I'm late to the game, but I'm in to be free. Amen, Rosie. Rosie, there is nothing wrong with wherever it is you are. Wherever it is you are is where you are. Mm-hmm. The thing is, what are we doing now, right? And how are we taking those steps forward? And then celebrate the steps you've already taken. I was talking about this with American Roots earlier, and I know their journey. I know it really well. And they're a long ways from where they want to be, but they have come so far, and they should be super proud of what they've done to get there because most people wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, they wouldn't, DeVries,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
Long E got there. Been here 15 years, took 20 years to find it, but thank the Lord every day. Amen. Right? That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Took 20 years to find it. First,
right,
and then
so he's 35 years in.
Yep.
Right, 35 years in. It doesn't happen overnight. You see here. Louise says, "Hand pink waving." Yeah. Let me get down here a little bit here. There's a lot of people here to stay with. Oh yeah, we have tons of friends in Texas, and no offense to anybody, but I hope I can go stay with my sister. I hope that that's okay down there, and that because I got so lucky. My sister married my best friend all the way through high school, and so I've known him forever.
So it's like a double.
Whoops. Yeah, and it's we're still super close. Talk to him all the time.
It's like a double win. You get to hang out with your sister. You get to hang out with your best friend.
I have to go in 10 minutes. Jules, you have yourself a good night and a good holiday weekend. Bird's Eye View says, I feel like I need to just embrace my inner Terminator. Yeah, but here's the thing is that, and I agree with this, right? We all need to embrace our inner Terminator because that inner Terminator gets a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
But don't discount what you've done to get here. And I'd tell your husband the same thing. And you guys deserve a ton of respect for what it took to get here because it took a lot. And don't discount that because it's, I salute you guys and I have a ton of respect because you guys did it. And I know how hard it is, I figured out when they say live chat has moved that if you click on comments, it'll come up. Oh, that's good to know. Right. Here we go. Good.
Choche, I just ran out to put the chickens in. Four of them jumped on the perch at the same time and broke it.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this? When I was talking to Indiana Mike today and they're like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, because we had just ordered 5 yards of concrete. It wasn't enough. I had to send back for another yard. I was trying to get caught up. I was supposed to be out at my other buddy's house to check some things out. I'm running behind and it's not working out. And I just looked at him like, I don't even need to tell you. You already know.
Yeah.
Here's another example, right? Yeah. You get headed into whatever you're going to do for the day.
I'm just going to run out. I'm just going to run out right. Real quick. Just going to run out.
Right.
Yeah. I put my hand on the roost and that go into the laying boxes, and I just leaned on it to reach over and grab an egg, and I broke it right off. I was like, I knew better.
Mm-hmm.
I put those in with little screws. I knew better. Can't believe I put my body weight on it. I deserve to fall. Oh, look. I got an elbow. I got a boo-boo on my elbow.
Yeah, Gypsy tripped her when she was walking.
Yeah, kicked me. The police came.
You got to let him off the hook. Tell the whole story.
The police did come.
Yeah, but not for you.
No.
They just were driving by.
They were driving past.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I stepped off the curb. I turned to look backwards, turned to look behind me, and just as I did, I stepped off the curb and tried to catch myself, tried to be all like, don't get hurt, you're too old for this. And I just laid back onto the concrete, but I hurt my elbow.
Me and Gypsy were walking down the sidewalk. We had just eaten dinner, and him and I are just chit-chatting, doing our thing, right?
And I was in front, yeah.
And she's in front of us, and she's walking, and down she goes.
Yeah, somebody yelled across the parking lot, "Mom on the ground!" I was like,
oh no, Mom on the ground.
Who saw that?
So wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep. So Okie Ranch Wife, A Banquet of Consequences, which I love that. My late husband and I bought our place in 2006, and there is always something happening on the homestead. Always.
Always.
Yep, always. I love this comment. Louise says, I ask Gypsy that every day. We're talking about, are you productive?
Is he productive? Well, there you go.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I'll tell you something funny about this. So I've been working on, we talk about the ripple effect.
Okay.
Right? You know what I mean by that? Right? How one thing gets you into something else.
Yes.
And, right? You think you're going to epoxy a kitchen table. I'm in the middle of trying to get a new kitchen table built. But I had a good friend of mine who found some guardian dogs for us. So I get 2 new guardian dogs, but they need to bond with the sheep and not with the humans. I need a portable sheep shed so I can move the sheep around. So I had to put the table up, get a bunch of material out together to build this portable sheep shed, which then forced me to buy several $1,000s in movable electrical fencing, right? So that we can move the sheep around. So anyway, it gets this ripple effect. And so I was joking with this person and said, hey, you caused me to, go build a barn and a whole bunch of fencing. And he laughed.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
So I'm not sorry that Luis asks him every day if he's being productive.
Somebody's got to keep him on his toes.
I think Luis does a good job of that. Gratitude to Grace says, we just listed our house and plan to buy land for cash when it sells. Awesome. HOAs here prohibit vegetable gardens. So I planted what I can in pots while we wait. Amen. Sell your house. And, I don't know if you know this now, but Kansas is really pretty weather this time of year. Let me see here. Erin says, yes, I'm going to leave them. I have been practicing composting my enemies like David the Good says. Man, I'm just falling behind, guys. I am not doing a good job of catching up. Let me see here. I'm going to skip up a little bit. See what big kids got here. Life Done Free. When did you figure out you wanted this lifestyle? For me, I was 7 or 8, and then was super reinforced when I was in my early teens by a science teacher who lived off the grid. Yeah, so mine came, and I'd like you to answer this too, when it became attractive to you. But so for me, I knew when I was in the military, I got to witness gang warfare, basically. I knew that that kind of woke me up a little bit. And so this was back in 1993. And so I started prepping. And actually, my sister, I told you my sister married my best friend all through high school. So him and I started together in 1993. And it was just little things at the time, right? It wasn't anything significant. But as I progressed through the evolution of prepping, and because there's a whole bunch of different stages you go through, I come to realize that supplies are only going to take me so far. And so it became attractive to me to begin to learn how to grow my own food. Then the further I went down that road about taking care of my own needs, pretty quick, I started to realize that there was this huge amount of stroke that the system had over me, because I'm dependent because I have to pay a mortgage. I'm dependent because I have to pay an electric bill. I have to be a slave because I got to pay a water bill. And so I went down the off-grid path because I wanted to break all those chains, and I wanted to truly be responsible for my own. And I didn't want them to be able to shut my power off, because they certainly will when you don't comply. I promise you this. And, they will they don't play fair. So I wanted to just limit all of the fronts that I could, which is what eventually, so I guess it really wasn't something that just happened to me. It was a long progression over a long period of time. Again, since 1993, I've grown to be where I am today. Go ahead.
Since you were an adult then.
Yeah.
Because in 93 you were
18.
An adult.
18, 19 years old. 19, I think. 19.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think they play fair. They make their rules.
Do you think making the rules is playing fair?
That's
making the rules and then forcing everybody to play by the rules.
That's the right.
That's not my definition of fair, but it's interesting how you got there. But anyway, why don't you answer the question?
No, I grew up in the city. I grew up in Phoenix. My mom remarried my dad, and he lived in a little town and gardened and ate rabbits that they hunted. So, and he was my biological father. So we moved in with him, and then we started gardening, and we didn't call it like prepping. We didn't call it hoarding. It was just life. You know, we gardened, and then we just canned it or froze it or made something with it. And then just when things were on sale, we bought extra. It was just how I grew up. And then I decided that I was going to go back to the city. Bought a house in the city, drove a BMW, was a massage therapist. And then I met you. And you said, when you go to the store, just buy one extra thing that you don't necessarily plan on eating. And I'm like, well, then why would you buy it? He's like, just to have it on hand. Like, if you're going to buy some, like say jelly, instead of just buying one, maybe buy 2 or 3. Or if something's on sale, maybe just buy a couple extra. And I'm like, okay. I mean, we did that anyway. I'll do that for you. Sure, buddy. I'll fill your pantry. So then I just did what I had been taught.
So why did you?
I followed you.
So if I wanted to be on the grid, you wouldn't have cared. You'd have done it, whatever.
I was driving a BMW and wearing Coach purses when I met you, right? And then we did all kinds of cruises and traveling and all kinds of stuff. It was, I think for me, getting you out of the rat race was the biggest deal. Getting you home was the attractive part. And if that meant for me to grow an extra 100 tomato plants, I could do that. I know how to do that. So, I guess cushioning the food bill and then money on the backside. I think you got me hooked with little things, right? A little can of Vienna sausages, a little extra bear of honey. Never, when I was buying those little bears of honey, did you say one day you're going to grow your own, lady? No, just a little extra here and there. And then it became, hey, I can make that. And then you look at the ingredients and you're like, wait, what is all this stuff in here? I thought it was jam is like, right? The fruit and some sugar. What's all this other stuff in here? And then you
didn't know that corn syrup grew naturally in tomatoes and strawberries and cherries.
And strawberries. Yeah. High fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. Right.
Red number 30.
Yeah.
Right. And then you look at, the attack, so to say, and you go, geesh, if I don't do it for myself, then I'm left to do to consume what they have for me. And if I am doing that, then you don't even know what you're eating these days.
Hey, Glenn, good evening to you. Chuck Peoples, good evening to you. Arthur, I think I said good evening, but if not, hey, Rain Country's here. Good evening.
Yes, yes.
Glenn wants to know, is anyone else real tired of the wind? We've actually had mild wind so far this year. Apparently it's windy down there in Kentucky. Patrick's been busy expanding our power room, still working on it right now while the weather is good and the sun is still up. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Gotta love power.
Yeah. Let me see. Hippocrates says, I used to ask the residents in the nursing home if they were productive often, but I think we were talking about something different.
Oh, yes. That was something different.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I gotta skip a little bit here. I am so far behind. Hey, Towards Joy and Freedom is here. You know what? This is another great example, right, of people who are just swinging as hard as they can and making the sacrifices they need to make to be where they are. Mm-hmm. And it's not a light switch. You don't just turn it on and say, hey, and ask Big Kid, ask any of the people who live it today, ask Rain Country, any of them, that say, hey, we just flip a switch and here we are. It's not how it works. I wish it's how it worked. Many more people would get there, Well, it's hard, right?
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
If it was easy, everybody would do it. My husband and I are focused on our farm, and we are often asked why we don't go to a beach vacation or a cruise. I recently heard it best on a YouTube channel. The desires of our hearts have changed. Yep. Create
the desires of our hearts have changed.
Yep. Create a life you don't need a vacation from. Do it the way you want to do it. Quit giving your productivity to a system that doesn't care about you. Quit putting your energy and your resources and your productivity into a system that wishes you to be as productive as you can for as long as you can. And as soon as you stop, they want you to die and get off the dole so they can continue on their game. Right?
Or get sick so they can take your money.
Right. B, I tripped over a tree root at the rest area, went flying in the air, rolled, landed on the concrete. It was bad enough everyone was looking at me, but I landed in front of a man eating his lunch.
Oh, no. That's awful.
Yeah, you kind of relate now, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, you guys were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I fell. Obviously, I wasn't doing tricks in the parking lot. Yeah. I fell.
Yep.
And then he goes, you just lost your step? Yes, that's what happens when you fall. And then he goes, oh, that was funny. Yeah. I hurt my elbow.
Guys, we were walking and down she went. Gypsy even commented that he thought she did it on purpose because it happened so slowly.
I was being cautious. I didn't want to fall hard.
Yeah. DeVries says, how do you know you're a homesteader or just country? I think you can identify as whatever you want to, right? I mean, this is...
Oh, my gosh.
20,
there we go. I am a farm.
Yeah. 2023. No, I think it's just how you view it. I mean, I know a lot of people who would not consider them to be homesteaders who are complete homesteaders in my, definition. But anyway, let me see here. Here's a good one. Hippocrates says, new t-shirt, I fill your pantry. Wink, wink.
I'll fill your pantry.
Yeah. Tamara says, yep, I fell in a chicken pen a month ago, and I think it will hurt forever. Hey, Jonathan, what's going on, bud? Jonathan says, I wish I had room for 100 tomato plants. Yeah, Bee's got room and she fills it. But Jonathan, you've got plenty of room for it.
Yes, you do.
I know you do. Yep, I know. Yeah, Louise says, you go, Bee. Yeah, it wasn't. What was that?
It was graceful.
It actually was kind of graceful.
I even fall gracefully.
We thought you were playing.
No, I was hurting.
Hey, Mr. Rain, what's up, bud? Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God, look how far behind I am. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just going to skip ahead. Rain says, this is a good one. Vacations are overrated. Well, this is why I always tell B she's always on vacation. Because the goal is to build a life you don't need one from, right? That is your vacation. Okay, I'm going to skip up here a little bit. Because I am like way behind. All right, where are we at here? Yoda says, now, that still grosses me out.
What grosses her out?
I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find it here.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I don't know what grosses us out, but it's good, I guess.
You don't have any Kleenexes in this whole office, huh?
I don't know.
My eyes are tearing up.
Why? Because you were falling gracefully?
Because you're making me laugh.
Oh.
And
yeah.
my old lady My old lady eyes are working.
Yeah, gymnasts are known for tripping over lines painted in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Tamara says, Tamara barks at me a lot. Did you know that? When someone falls, it's not funny. No, when someone falls and gets up and they say they're okay, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't until after I got up and we were at home. He goes, we thought you did that on purpose. I'm like, what in your mind would make you think that I would lay down on the ground on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on.
Cindy says Tag needs his pantry filled with Skittles. Hey, everybody, welcome.
No, Snickers.
Oh, Snickers. What did I say?
Skittles.
No, Snickers. Sorry.
With
Snickers. So everybody, welcome Cindy. I don't remember. Cindy isn't on this a lot, but Cindy's been a friend a long time. And when we go to events, particularly the Midwest Preparedness Project, I'm always dodging Snickers because she's throwing them at me all the time.
Yeah, I think the first one was she threw it at you and told you to quit your bitching.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You guys know the what do they call that? Hangry. The hangry commercials. Yeah. So anyway, we have this Snickers thing that goes on, and it's quite fun. Let me see here. Mr. Rain says I spend most of my time looking for tools, tape measures, and pencils.
Yes,
yes.
Your pencils.
Yes, I always try to stick them in my hat,
and I find them and I put them back into the downstairs room, and then you go, "Oh, that's a nice stack of pencils."
Lattimore Farm says I tell people we're a member of a country club. Country living is what we love. Mm-hmm. Vacation is when you come in and rest from working in the garden. Well, I don't know. I watched Bethany resting in the garden all the time. All the time.
I am not laying down in the garden ever.
Yeah, you're not really exerting yourself. You're not moving very fast. You're just sitting there playing with plants, like
sniffing them,
nibbling
them,
you plant sniffer,
blowing them in the air to see which way they go.
Yeah, Brain says I've seen people from our area go on vacation to Hawaii to escape the rain and then have it rain the whole time they were there.
Yeah,
that's karma. See, Tamara says, Tag, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Yep. You see here, B grossed me out all the time on the poison in the food and drinks. Now that we eat clean, eating out is difficult. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is. I don't think it's an all or nothing thing, though. I mean, I think it's okay to do a little here and there. Try to eat as best you can, but there's times, guys, and, just being real, that we get done at, 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. I'm tired and she's tired and she don't want to cook. And I ain't certainly not going to cook.
Yeah.
That we'll go run to a local, diner here somewhere.
We've done that more lately than ever before, because usually if, and I am so glad that we have got a steer coming because I am out of beef.
Yeah.
But typically I'd put some ground beef in the cooker or the sun oven or the whatever, and I'll go and do my thing. Mm-hmm. And then I'll come back and the ground beef will be ready. I'm like, what do you want me to do with it? You want some sloppy joes? You want some tacos? You want some nachos?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Yep.
And then it's like, take your pick. Ground beef's ready.
I've been craving a meatloaf.
I want ground beef so bad. But then he's like, don't go to Walmart and buy it. I'm like, well, what do you want me to make for dinner? Like, I don't have any meat, dude.
Yeah, well.
I'm like, okay, so we're eating tuna fish, chicken sandwiches, right. Lunch meat sandwiches, fried eggs, egg sandwiches, eggs. Hard-boiled eggs, deviled eggs.
Yeah. We've got a beef in the locker. It's being cut up.
We're on day 7, guys.
Yeah, so it'll be here soon, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's, we have to empty the freezer out before you can fill it again. So
yeah, RN says, me too. Now I don't feel so bad having to spend 30 minutes to find a tool to do a 5-minute job. Oh, I so relate to that. Damn, bro. Dag, you better be nice to B. I am so nice to B. B is always on vacation. We've created this life for her. Right? So
my vacation today, I did 4 loads of Tag's laundry that he found in the garage.
See, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about.
Where are all your clothes? I want to wash them all right now.
Man, how honoring is that? And were you just totally honored to be able to do my laundry?
I was like, these are my husband's undies. No.
Yeah.
I was like, you stupid hair. Where did these clothes come from? What? I thought surely the one that the cat was going to give birth on, you were going to throw away, not bring back for me to wash. No.
I didn't bring them back for you to wash. I never asked you to wash them.
You stuck them at the front door.
No, I put them on the tailgate of the lawn, the 4-wheeler, and I said, "Hey, I got all that clothes out of the shop. I didn't know what you were gonna do with them. You could stuck them in a trash can. You chose to wash them. This is a self-imposed
vacation. If that was
vacation.
an option, I would have done that. No, because there was like 3 of your dad's jackets in there, the blanket that your dad had. I'm like, if this wasn't your dad's blanket, I would have thrown this away for sure.
Lattimore Farm has clearly discovered what the problem is. They want to know if plant sniffing's legal, because you're clearly doing some of that.
No.
Tamara says someday you will be coming to Texas.
Yes, someday. How far are you from like the Belton area?
You see here, that is what old people do. They go out for dinner. Oh,
we're approaching that age. I mean,
yep. Oh, Jason's got it. Jason, I
have not had smoked meatloaf.
Yep, he gets
anyone
a star.
With a smoker around here.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Yep, there we go.
I want to try it now. I want some smoked meatloaf.
Yoda says, "B, I can barter some ground beef for you." Yeah, we'll do that. If you got a little bit, we would certainly take
like 4 more days worth.
Yeah, like just some. Yeah.
to get us by.
Yeah. You see, Big Kid says bought a bubble balancer off Amazon and it works surprisingly well. That a good set of tire irons should be in every homestead tool room. I totally agree with that. See, sweet savory words. Look at this. Read this. Your turn to read.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. The way they butcher is gross. Yep.
Well, and it's kind of like a grayish color, which is kind of weird.
I don't know, Tag. Sick of feeling like crap after eating out. It just isn't worth it. Well, I think it depends on how much you eat out too, or maybe it's just. I guess everybody's different. I guess that's not fair, right? Because to me, we eat at home 99% of the time, and then once in a while we go out. I don't have a problem with it.
This last 2 weeks, this last month, maybe even has been just bad.
Let me see here. Dolores says those are the times I grab one of my meals on a jar off the pantry shelf. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, yeah. I've tried doing a couple of that too. But B, did you use the special itchy powder, laundry powder in his clothes? I should have.
Should you have?
I should have.
Would that be smart, you think? Would it be?
I don't know if you would have even put that together. There's no way you would have been like, oh, she put something in my clothes. You would have just thought that you got into something.
Oh no.
No, I don't want you to suffer.
Yeah. So why all the clothes in the shed? Okay. So there's a whole bunch of reasons. So like, for example, when my dad passed away, there were some duffel bags that got stored in storage that had clothing in it and just some other stuff. So there were some of those. There was
like a couple of jackets.
There was a couple of jackets. There's jackets and stuff that was hanging on a hook on a wall that I had used in the winter, but it's getting nice out now. So I brought those in. Just stuff like that.
Yeah, he would wear a sweatshirt out there and then get hot, take the sweatshirt off and throw it in a pile. Mm-hmm. And then the next day wear a sweatshirt out there and get hot and throw it in a pile. Ew. No. No need to do that.
Yeah. Have my inverter charge controller's power distribution panel in pieces and off the wall, rebuilding the room and reconfiguring the equipment, enlarging the room for a battery upgrade. Awesome.
Oh, hey, that's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, let me see here. Tamara says about 2 hours from Belton, definitely within driving range. Yeah, super cool. Tag says Richter says I run around the fields at night. No, I don't. Hey, Richard, what's going on? Louise says Friday nights have never been so entertaining. I know, B's a goon.
Me, I am the normal one of the two of us.
Oh yeah.
Let's ask. Let's do
it. Of course they're gonna say you're so sensitive that won't hurt your feelings.
That is not accurate. These folks are just honest. They're not like
they're gonna be concerned about.
They're not. Yeah, they're not.
Let me see here. What a banquet of consequences says dinner food is full of soy. I cough and clear my throat for hours after eating.
I wonder why. That's why you've been all.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We have ate out a lot lately.
A lot.
You know.
Hey, Soy. Soy is horrible for men. Well, for women too, but for men especially.
Skeens Girl says he's got the best meatloaf recipe. I call it meatloaf a la Phil. A good friend of mine, the chef who gave it to me years ago. Even my son used to race over to get some. I love meatloaf.
And it's, what was it? It's smoked. Well, how do you cook yours?
Hey, Salty Blank. Good evening to you. You see here, Hippocrates says, back in my 30s, I actually got into bodybuilding. I was so strict on my diet that after a year, the sight or smell of a pizza would make me gag. Really? Yep. Yeah, Sweets Everywhere says, I think he was skinny dipping in the pond after dark. I would totally do that.
Yeah, he would. He
totally
would not even think twice
no
about any part of that.
Yep, no problem.
Not me.
Yep. Cindy says, see, Tag needs a Snickers. No, it's B that needs the Snickers. I'm the easiest guy to get along with. I have no requirements.
She would have put B needs a Snickers.
Yeah, she should.
No, she would have if she felt that way.
She's trying to protect her feelings.
That is not what she's doing.
Look, guys, let me tell you something. Living with me is this simple, right? Be productive. Be proud of what you did today. That's it. Stay out of trouble. Get good grades.
What was the other one? Those three I thought.
Skeins Girl says, can't you insert a poll? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Yeah, let me see here. Lavender kills testosterone. I don't know.
Lavender does. No.
Amber says, Tag, you better leave B alone.
That's all caps too. You better listen.
Hey, Todd, not Todd. Welcome. Coastal Virginia. Welcome to Kansas. Welcome from Kansas.
Welcome.
So when you and I got married.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I asked you. I said, what do you want out of life? Remember that conversation?
No.
Yeah. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that smile? Did you see that? Yeah.
When we got married or when we started dating?
When we started dating, I asked you what you wanted out of life.
Okay, you said when we got married.
That's when we started early in our relationship. I asked you what you wanted out of life.
Well, that wasn't when we got married.
Yeah. Okay, but I did ask you that early in our relationship. Do you agree?
I think so.
And you gave me about 5 things you wanted out of life.
What were they?
You tell me. About to come out, guys.
I said a fence, didn't I?
You said you wanted to be a mom.
I said a family.
Yep. You wanted a white picket fence.
A fence.
Yep. You wanted to get married in Hawaii.
Yep.
Right. What else?
A house.
You wanted to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Right.
Was there one more?
Nope.
That was 5.
Those are the 4.
You said 5.
I meant 4. Those are the 4. Okay.
You're missing one.
Okay. So my question is, did you get everything you asked for?
I don't have no fence.
Huh? you got a huge fence.
I don't have no white picket fence.
Then go paint it. See, guys, she got everything she wanted.
I actually prefer the rest look now. Over that like fake white look. You know, you have to upkeep.
Eagle Lover says, don't worry, B. The estrogen effect in soy hasn't hit him. He laughs when you fall.
He actually didn't laugh right away, I think. I think he was like, what the hell are you doing?
A lot of people have having issues with post-nasal drip, coughs and sinus issues that have nothing to do with allergies. I'm wondering if it has to do with some mix of the crap in the air.
You know, the other day that I was looking at the weather and it had said that the air conditions outside were fair. And I was like,
what's fair?
When I clicked on it, it had said that there was high like pollen or allergen triggers in the air.
Yep.
Which meant that the air quality was fair. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
We're going to be like soon walking around with like homemade oxygen tanks or something.
That's why we live where we live. Cindy says you're always right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's clearly as delusional as you are. Mr. Rain says we are getting 4 Life Pro batteries with inverters from Lion Energy with EMP shield protection for the system grid down readout setup. Yep. And that's awesome, right? Absolutely awesome.
Hey,
I can't wait. I cannot wait to get all that stuff going. I wish I would have done that when I did mine. I'd have saved half the money.
And we would have had more batteries, right?
Yeah. Why wait for dark? No neighbors for miles. Yes, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am fine with stuff like that. Even though there's nothing out here.
Anyway. Yeah. He's like, why do you shut the curtains at night? I'm like, because the sun comes up in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tamara says, I'm scared of snakes in the pond. They won't bother you. Just don't bother them, right? Yep. Have been having issues. Rain Country, you've been having issues?
No, with the postnasal drip and the people have been having issues.
Hey, Mandy. Just got in from working outside, shower, and here I am. Did I miss anything? An hour, 29 minutes. Nope, an hour and 30 minutes to be exact, but we're really just making fun of B, so it's easy. It's fun. You know, Mandy Garrett's got a great story, and if I could ever get Mandy to come in on my show, I would absolutely do that. Her story is awesome. Dana, what's going on from the Georgia mountains? No, that lavender thing is not true. The studies actually traced it back to fake lavender essential oil.
Oh, yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know. What's this? B looks seditious.
Seditious. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, what do we got here? Well, this weekend I'll be attempting to make my own homemade sausage. May do a video on it. Oh, super cool. Let me know if you do a video and I'll share it. And
I'll watch that.
Yeah, heck yeah. Mandy said, laugh out loud, then go paint it.
Then go paint it. Right. Can you believe that?
Rain Country says, if you prefer the rust look, you would love Rain Country. You know what, RN? Really?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, Tag? Thank you, RN. That was on my list.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. But since RN brought it up and she wants to know about it.
Yeah. I actually went down and counted all of the block and concrete that it would need, and I know what it will cost to put it in. We did that today in my spare time while you were, sitting around watching.
Picking my Band-Aid off.
I was going to say watching TV while you did the occasional load of laundry that you push a button and it just does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it take you so long to do all the laundry? Doesn't it just wash itself? Doesn't it walk itself up the stairs and put itself away too?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Rickster says B is the ruler of Taganistan.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider yourself the ruler?
I'm just the bookkeeper.
Yeah, Mr. Rain says, hey, Rain Country, I thought I was getting a tan. It must be rust. Yeah, I'm really excited about it too, but there's still a lot to do, and there's still pieces I'm trying to get all, put together, but we got it. Poor B. Hey, Tag, look out the window. Look out the window. I don't see any flying Snickers. All right, here we go. Kelly says, if you skinny dip in the day, they might catch you on Google Maps snapshots. Bring it on.
Oh.
Bring it on.
Yeah, he wouldn't care
I
about
don't
that
care
either.
a bit. Nope. Yep, not a bit. Let me see here. How are you getting solar from Reliant Energy? They owned out power plant for a while. I have stock in Reliant Energy. I'm not getting any energy from Reliant Energy. I don't even know who that is. Must be talking to somebody else. Let me see. I was a bit late as well, but in time to at least banter a bit back and forth. Yeah. He got to tell us about how people in nursing homes are productive.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rain says, Tag's playing with fire.
Yes.
You know what, though? If we can't laugh at each other, what's the point, right?
I think that you're doing a lot more laughing.
Yeah. Well, Hippocrates wanted to point out that it's not rust, it's patina.
Yes. Yes.
We haven't gotten to anything on our list tonight, huh? Yeah. Here. Let me see. Okay, good. All right. Well, when we go, you want to go? I got all kinds of stuff on my list.
Oh, here. What's this?
Okay, cool.
So we were gifted a
Yeah, take it off there.
A gift card. I was looking to see what it said.
Yeah, make sure you don't have any name on it or anything. Yeah. Okay, so check this out, you guys. This is really, really funny. So this is a gift card. And at the bottom it says tag for the building community. We're building a community building. And so somebody sent this, and if you look, this is the sign, right there, that they put up at the Midwest Preparedness Project that said Taganistan. And that was a tent behind it. Good.
Oh, can you reach that light? This is welcome to Taganistan, squash capital of
Ethiopia.
Please ask Tag where you can send your first bushel of squash.
Yeah. But anyway, the moral of the story is people, that is your tent. See that? Isn't that cool? Eagle Lover?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So this is going to go towards the community building. And we're really excited because we're going to put this community building up where everybody can come together and they can have weddings there if they want. They can teach classes there. We can teach them school. We could have, church services there. There's so many possibilities to go up. And we had another big development, which is we got all the tin for the roof.
Which is a huge deal.
Huge.
Because getting that weathered in
mm-hmm.
means that we can keep the material from being damaged.
Yeah. So we've got all the framing material to do the walls and the trusses. I've got the tin. I've got the cap tops and the paper for the roof.
The concrete.
The concrete's done. I have a solar system for it.
Yep.
And so we're down to just a few things left. We got doors and windows I got to track down. OSB for the outside I got to track down.
And some kind of, because the concrete's already up. You can't do a septic because you can't put a septic. The concrete's already up.
No, I can do it. Well, that'll be for another time. I just want to get the building weather tight.
So you can do that after you put the building in?
Well.
Oh, you're talking about composting toilet?
No, I'm talking about I'll put
something
the drain
different?
in. I'll put the drain in. So let me see here. What's going on? I'm not doing too good tonight. Tambra, why are you not doing too good?
Texas.
Jonathan says, anyone have some ideas for some sun-loving herbs that will handle dense soils? You got any ideas for Jonathan? What kind of herbs you like that are pretty hardy that grow in dense clay? What grows really well for you out here?
Mint.
Mint grows good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wants, what is it? Herbs.
Mm-hmm. Vicky Pullen says rosemary. That's a good one. What'd you grow that just took off up here in the garden?
Basil.
Basil grew like mad.
But basil was everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Hey, Vicky. Welcome, by the way. I would say a long time no talk, but we just talked the other day. But super cool.
Yeah.
I think we got one coming here from Yoda. It's going to pop up at the bottom of my screen. There we go. Comfrey sage and a ton more. Yep. All great ideas.
Oh, comfrey.
Yep. Comfrey would be good one. Yep. What do you got growing back here that everyone? Mullein.
Everywhere. Yarrow.
Yep. Yarrow. Rosemary dies fast in dense soil, stays too wet after the rain. Speaking from experience on several tries, says Jonathan. Yeah. Sorry. There's Yoda. Yeah. All right, cool. What else you got? Anything else? You need us to go? You went last. I'll go. Okay. Hey, I released a video this week called Bread Circus, and I just went on a rant about what's going on. Anyway, part of the Starving the Beast series, and I just want to let everybody know that it is something's going on with it because typically those videos do super well, but it's kind of being pushed down. Or
was it? The last I saw, it had 100 views.
Yeah, but it would have 1,000 almost by now, And I don't know what's going on with it. They clearly don't like the message, but so we put that one out. We put the Darren Blackwell out. We put the My Honey's Kitchen one out, right? That was the week. Is that right?
Yeah. And I have the bell pepper one recorded. It's short, but I'm already up to 6.5 gallon jars of dehydrated peppers. Bell peppers, 6.5 gallons. So clearing out the freezers.
Yeah,
oregano.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That video, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with it, the Bread Circus, but I thought it was a super important point. And Anyway, it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Not much, right? It is what it is.
Yep. DeVries says Saturday is charcoal making day. Cool. Good night, all. Hey, good night to you, my friend. Yep. Good night.
That is tomorrow.
Yep. Bread Circus. I got kicked off the video and had to go find it to listen to the rest. Yeah, they didn't. I don't know. It's not really anything different than I normally talk about, but for some reason, I hit some nerve in that.
Well, it could be you could be getting so many strikes that
I've never gotten a strike.
Not strike. I mean, just in the
red flags, maybe.
Yeah. Like, I guess right. It's not. I guess it technically wouldn't be a strike.
Yeah. Oops. You see, Arthur says I thought it was a good program myself. I really enjoyed doing it, but hi, lovers. Love to see you at our farm stand tomorrow. Yeah, super cool. Let me see here. When I watched it, the screen kept flashing from you to zombie-looking characters. That's actually from the movie They Live. If you've ever watched the movie, it's about the hidden messages. Mr. Rain said, "Wow, you guys are harvesting already? We have 5-inch tall corn." Yeah, we're not harvesting much.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not harvesting our corn. I just put it in the ground.
What day was that, Tag? I'll go back. Oh, probably Wednesday this week. But man, I don't know what I said, but something got me in trouble apparently, because you know what this means? This means I need to do more of them. Right. I need to do more of them. Yeah. It was a great video. Scared the shit out of them is my bet. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it is the way it is, but let me see here. Eagle Lover. Okay. Rickster said the video was great. Cool. Thank you. I like the movie too. Yeah. I actually like the message in the movie. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. We watched it recently.
With the glasses. They take the glasses off. Yeah. Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Well, you and I watched it recently.
Oh, did we? Okay. What else is going on? Hey, I just wanted to remind everybody real quick that if I've got this new platform where I can bring people in. So if anyone's interested in coming on a live, let me know. I'd love to bring people in and just chit chat about what's going on at their homesteads, or, whatever they're comfortable with. I know a lot of people probably don't
want to be on.
You don't want to be on, but I would love to visit with more people. Yeah. On Larimore Farms, I will do lots more Starve the Beast videos. I have to kind of be in the mood for them. Or some topic that goes on. Oh, speaking of topics that went on, I heard that in London, that banks are starting to require evidence for withdrawals that exceed 2,000 pounds. That's like $2,400 US. Huh. And so, like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever gone into the bank, but you say, hey, I want to take out, $5,000 or whatever. And they say, what do you want it for? And, usually we just make a joke or
small talk.
Yeah, whatever. But now in England, they're starting to require evidence where they want an invoice, or it's to the bank's discretion whether or not they want to do it. But they're getting obviously pressure from the top to start requiring evidence. And if they start requiring evidence, that means they can tell you no, you can't have your money. And so I would encourage everybody to go withdraw money out of banks, and not for necessarily the reason you would think, but that's good reason too. But if they ask you, what are you doing it for? You need to tell them. And I'm telling you, I would tell them these words: I pay you to house my money, not to manage it. Because you are paying them. You're putting your money in the bank. They're giving you 0.5% interest, and then they're loaning that money out at 7% interest, and they're keeping the difference, that excess interest earnings. You are paying them to house your money, not to manage your money. That's none of their damn business. So anyway, I don't want to get out on a rant. I almost did another video just on that one because it made me mad. Patrick always exaggerates how short our corn is, but that is normal for our area, for it to still be under a foot at this time. Let me see here. We had a heavy frost last night, so I'm waiting another week before planting. Yeah, it's because you're way up there, huh? Hey, Easy, good night to you. I had to run to the Corey gas station for a Snickers bar. It's all your fault, Tag. Well, actually, it's not my fault. I didn't bring up the Snickers. Jules.
No, Cindy did.
Oh, sorry.
Cindy did, Jules. But I could eat a Snickers right now, too. Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Rain Country says exactly, Tag. Yep. And guys, make sure you word it just like that. It's really important, because a bank's job is to house your money safely. Their job is not to manage your money. Their job is not to tell you what to do with your money. Their job not to hold your money hostage. Right? We need to make sure we remind them of this.
Or take your money out. Go to a different bank.
Yep. When I take money out of the bank, I usually go through the ATM machine, withdraw 500. I'm on any given day. That way I avoid the tellers. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's fixing to get bad with the government controlling all the money. Well, they're going to control the money. You guys, the central bank digital dollars here, right? The FedNow payment system, all it is building the bridge, and it's coming.
That FedNow is instant. Did you hear that?
I know.
That money is going to be instant.
Instant. They're going to make it convenient.
Very convenient.
Yep.
Oh, you have an emergency? Let me send you money.
Yep.
Instantly.
Yep. Yep. It's a bad deal. Cindy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. My daughter-in-law makes amazing cakes. One time she made a Snickers cake. So good. Yeah, I love Snickers.
Oh,
I don't eat them very much, but
Snickers trifle.
Oh, and I know someone who makes those. You remember who makes them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She makes some mean ones, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. And she throws Snickers at me.
Mm-hmm. Strawberries.
Yeah.
Strawberry one. Strawberries and cream.
Yeah. Tamara Smith said, buy ammo. Ammo's a great buy. And I love to shoot, so that's all good. All right, let's get on.
I was thinking Snickers cake. Sorry, I was.
Markets. I think this is interesting. So the markets have priced in interest rates staying flat and then decreasing. This is what the markets are priced in right now. They're not pricing it in to go up. I'll also tell you that the markets are pricing in that they solve the raising of the debt limit issue, which is a big issue, that's going on right now. I'll tell you guys with 100% certainty, they will agree to raise the debt limit. They'll come to an agreement. This is all just pander, because if they don't, the whole thing will crash. And both sides know this. So don't listen to the bullshit. There's no way they're going to hold. They're going to give in. There's going to be a deal at the last minute. Each party will claim victory. Yay, we saved the day. Go vote. Democracy works. That's all it is. Don't buy into any of that. Just don't buy into any of it, I'm telling you. Let me see here. Where am I at here? Okay. Hey, everyone. Just got home from up north in Missouri. Grandkids homeschool choir recital. It was so good. Sounds like you were talking about the bank situation. Yeah, we're kind of all over the map tonight a little bit. I have no idea how to say that. Andy Shechtman? Yep. Had 2 clients have their banks cancel their wire transfer to purchase private metals, and wanting to have a meeting with them to discuss how dangerous buying gold is. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You need to look that banker right in the face and say, I don't pay you to manage my money. I pay you to house it. That's it. And the story, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. And if you argue with me or you don't go get my money right now, please give me a cashier's check for the entire balance and move your money that moment. Find some other place to put it. Cindy says, I suppose I kind of owe you one or 3.
I'd take one.
Snickers. What was the other?
Strawberry.
One. Strawberry one was great. I actually think I liked it better than the Snickers, even though the Snickers was really good.
Well, yeah, the Snickers one was better, wasn't it?
Oh, they were both really, really good.
Oh, because it was brownies.
Yeah.
It would be better if it was white cake and Snickers.
Yeah.
Instead of brownies and Snickers.
Yeah. Joji says, do you remember growing up, we were told it was safer to put the money in the bank? Well, of course, it's programming.
Yes, of course it's safer.
It's programming. And they're gonna keep doing it. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, and I've told a lot of people this, and there's people in here, Yoda will tell you this. I've been preaching this to her for a long, long time. Income poor and asset rich. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to make any money that's not run through FedNow and the digital dollar. There will be no way to do it. There's not going to be. You're not going to be able to go to a garage sale anymore. You're not going to be able to give your grandkids $20 in their birthday card. No, you're going to send it to their account. Right? Which then, of course, the government will take their fair share.
Yeah, they're going to be taxed on their birthday money.
They're going to be, there's no way to do it. So what we have to do is we have to, first of all, do for ourselves, right? Just like we do now. We're not buying chickens at Tractor Supply. We're growing chickens. You're not buying seeds. You're growing seeds.
Yeah.
And we're doing as much of it for ourselves because they can't touch any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And there's going to come a day where they say, hey, look, here's the deal. Your, carbon score is too high. We got a limited amount of electricity you get every month. Why in the world, and I don't want to give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. But why in the world would someone have a whole bunch of money in a retirement account and yet be a slave at every single obstacle.
Because people are.
It makes no sense to me.
People do weird things. People do things that don't make sense to you all the time.
Yeah, you're on the top of that list.
Kind of. Sometimes there's a reason, though. Like, hey, get me those tables down.
Right. Good point. My boss at work one day, one of the Snickers so bad she Uber it. I don't understand that. My boss at work one day, one of the Snickers so bad she Uber it.
She Ubered somebody to give her a Snickers.
Oh, no way.
Paid somebody else to bring it to her.
Mm-hmm. Big Kid said, speaking of ammo, I had the best day last week teaching a 9-year-old twin girls to shoot a 22 Ruger. Awesome. Awesome. More brass, more better than silver. I think that depends on how much brass you have and how much silver you have. Right? Richard says, my daughter makes Snicker fruit salad. I've had that. That's pretty good. All right, cool. So we talked about the markets, right? Did you guys see that there was I think it's interesting how the mainstream media is, and this is on Fox, on all of them right now, are saying that they spotted a UFO above the largest Marine base in the United States of America. This is not
What's the largest Marine base in America?
I think it was in Texas. I don't remember. I didn't read the date, but that's not why I found it interesting. Is that that's becoming so mainstream. Remember before it was like, oh, we don't know what it was. Or it could have been a bunch of different things. But now they're saying, oh, no, it's a UFO.
Oh, come on now. Really?
Yeah, you don't believe me? Watch this. I'll show you. I mean, the actual headline says, hold it up here. Sorry, guys. I just got to show her. Where is it at here? Right there. Look. Right on the cover of Fox News, right? So I think it's fascinating that they're using those words and saying, hey, UFO like it's common knowledge, like it's always been here, right? And whether it is a UFO, it isn't a UFO, whatever. I mean, it's just another, complete scare tactic. I mean, they're making the UFO a common word now.
Yeah.
Right? Which I find, just insane. Rain Country says they do not raise the debt. No, they're absolutely going to raise it, and everyone's going to get paid a little extra money. The reason why they're fighting isn't to raise the debt limit, but the reason why they're fighting is the Republicans want this much kickback and the Democrats want this much kickback, and they can't agree on how to split your money. Right. That is all it is.
Yeah, they're fighting over their paychecks.
That is all it is. Who gets what? I remember my then fresh bride giving me a whole lot of Snickers. It was our wedding night. Coincidence? Hey, Randy, how you doing? Oh my goodness, how do I get so far behind? Mr. Rain says, get your money to work for you. Invest in energy independence, water independence, food independence, freedom from mortgage, the best we can. Guys, this is absolutely a great comment and 100% accurate. What good does all of that paper money, or in this case, digital money, that's backed by nothing, right? There's no value to it other than your belief there is something. How does that do you better than being energy independent or water independent or food independent or actually owning your home or owning your car? What good does it do? Because they can tell you, congratulations, you made 6% this year. Oh, but we're going to take 2% as a fee. But here's the good news. You still made 4%. Go 4%. But what they don't tell you is that inflation averaged 9, which means you actually lost 5. But at the same time, the system that you bought to be energy independent, for example, has now gone up in price 20%. Who made more money? It's simple math. Right? It's not hard to do. Makes no sense to me. Anyway, from tripping Snickers, banks, etc. We are getting her done here. Yeah. Yep. Amen. Get what you need now, says Tamara. Could not agree more. Yeah. Cindy says, don't push it. You know what? I'm not an instigator, Cindy, and I know my boundaries.
Oh, you're not an instigator? Come on.
Yep. Hey, Blockchain, how are you, bud? Says, protect your assets all. Could not agree more. Yeah, Mr. Rain says, tell her none your business what I'm doing with my money. Yep. See, I think it's really, really important that we do this because you're going to see huge backlash. And it's happening now. in a lot of places. Like you guys seen what happened with Budweiser, right? I can't say that word because I'm being told it's a trigger word that will get my channel in trouble. But that person with Budweiser, they lost $7.5 billion. Budweiser did since this has happened. Now Target, and you hear what's all going on with Target.
Ford's doing it now too, right?
Yeah. Target, its value, they're down 18% in a week. But they're getting hammered right now too. And if any of you are buying Budweiser or going to Target, I feel sorry for you. But we have to vote with our dollar. And I think Americans are going to stand up and vote with their dollar. I mean, look what happened to both Budweiser and now Target. There's a lot of it going on. People are going, wait a second. This is out of control. Because we stand up and say it's out of control, all of a sudden we're bigots and we hate. I don't hate anybody. Yeah. Don't shove that shit down my face. You want to, what you do behind your closed doors of your own house. Not only do I not care, I don't care. Right. But leave it out. Anyway, it's a mess. I got a notification yesterday that my bank service will be unavailable Sunday. No explanation why. Guys, well, they're getting ready to make the switch over to FedNow. And what FedNow is, I'm sure everybody already knows this, but what FedNow is really the money broker. So before, when, like, let's say you got on online banking and you were going to pay your mortgage. And what happened is you got on your bank. You said, okay, I'm going to pay my $1,000 mortgage to US Bank, who has my mortgage. So your bank transfers the money to US Bank, right? Okay.
Payment made.
That's not how it's going to work anymore.
Takes 3 to 5 business days.
Now you're going to go to your bank. And it's mandatory. There's no, it's done. It's a done deal. You're going to go to your bank and you're going to say, okay, I want to pay my $1,000 mortgage. Your bank is going to send that money to FedNow, and FedNow is going to send it to US Bank. So all the transactions,
on
everything.
all transactions,
or
bills.
No, on
monthly bills.
Anything you try to buy electronically. So Amazon, eBay, any of it, it's all going to be funneled through FedNow. Everything you buy, they'll know. There'll be a long, long list. And I'm falling way behind. Learn to barter. Yep. Put your Bibles in a gun safe. Learn to barter. Income poor and asset rich is incredibly uncomfortable. I cried on Tag's shoulder. Yes, but it's how else? I don't know another way. And I'm a finance guy. I don't know another way to deal with it. I don't even know that that'll work.
Right.
Chicken coop, pasture garden. Yep. Here's this one. Buy stock in Snickers. Yeah, let me see here. If other countries are using the dollar, what if we started using the peso or the pound? The problem is who's going to accept it? See, the only way a currency works is if the other person sees value in it.
Right.
And that they believe they can exchange it for the energy of something else. Right? Because it's transference of energy, right? I go to work, I spend my energy. They give me a token that says this is how much energy you had that you used. And so I'll go trade it for someone else's energy. But that's the problem with all of this. There really is going to be no way around it. And if you wait to do these things, just like the getting energy independent, as Mr. Rain talked about, or food independent or medical independent, or get your mortgage paid off pretty quick, buying a solar system is all going to be recorded. Everything you do is going to be there. Yes. I mean, we've got it. You got to do something about it now. I would not wait. That's why everyone who wants chickens should have chickens. Could not agree more. Cindy says, I don't remember the details, but I just read about the UPS changing their payment methods for certain services. No cash, no check. It's in their own system. Yep.
It's their own system.
Yep. It is going to be 100% electronic. And they're going to, now they're going to say they're not recording it for bad reasons. They're recording, this call is being recorded for training purposes. Right? It's the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. And good luck. You want to, buy something. You need a new battery for your system. You need whatever. Oh, I'm saving my money and I get enough built up. I'm going to go buy me some land. Right. And it's here. I mean, it's coming. There's no way around it. And you will participate in it. Or you have to be 100% self-sufficient where you don't need anything, which, guys, I'm telling you is not possible. Right? You're going to need an oil filter. You're going to need gasoline.
Yeah.
You're going to need
they'll make it to where, like,
something.
if you go to buy an oil filter for a car that you don't own, right?
Yep.
Because they're going to, if it's all digital, then they'll be able to track what you're buying. And if you're buying something that why are you buying filters for a vehicle you don't even own? So then, okay, well, who are you buying them for?
Mm-hmm.
You need to answer these questions. What,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep. You guys, how many? I know all you guys have heard me say this, all of you, right? That money is the land of make believe. That it does not exist because in just a few transactions they have it all back. It does not exist. Assets, assets, assets. They were both shooting 2-inch groups at, oh, here we go. Sorry. They were both shooting 2-inch groups of 10 at 30 feet by the end of the day. Neither one had shot a pistol before. How cool is that? Yep. The next PSYOP. I don't think the whole money thing is a PSYOP, Skansgirl. I think that they are going to take 100% control of it, and they're going to be able to dictate what you eat, what, how much electricity you get to use. Oh, we're having trouble with the power grid. Okay, well, you get, Cindy, you can have electricity on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And they're just going to control it all. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it. They've been openly talking about UFOs for at least a year or two now, but no one seems to care. This is what I think is so amazing. Rain, I totally agree. They've been doing it for a long time. Not a long time, but here for a little while, but it's getting to be just so mainstream. And maybe they do that on purpose, so that by the time the actual alien invasion war of the worlds actually happens, we all knew about it. We can't bitch. I don't know. If you have hard packed soil, plant dandelions, the roots will help loosen up the soil. Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Plant them.
Isn't Camp Pendleton the biggest Marine base? I don't know if it mentioned. I'll bring it up here on my other computer here and see if it tells me where. I just didn't read that far. At Camp Wilson, 29 Palms in California is where it was. Dana says when the rapture happens, they will say we were abducted by aliens. Oh, that's an interesting point. So awesome tonight. Every song the kids sang was an old hymn, and the director said, "Oh, I need to get better at this." Let me see. And the director said it's so that they will have these songs ingrained in them when hard times come. Little Country Chapel, Angelic. Let me see here. One of the YouTube going on.
Oh, you got.
I'll get rid of that. Sorry, I have my other screen up. Okay. I'm like, what? One of the YouTube channels said it was Elon Musk testing for cell signal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that in the old days, I'd say old days, 4 years ago, they would have said it was Elon Musk testing for cell signal. But today they're saying it's UFOs. These are propaganda, right? Look close at the UFO. We'll have a sticker made in China, no doubt. We need to teach our we need to teach our people to shoot, grow a garden, and how to take care of themselves. Could not agree more. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Jane says, how you doing, Jane, by the way? Says, what's the deal with our congressional members getting satellite phones? Oh, gold star for Jane. Yep, and I actually had this on my list to talk about tonight. I have some pretty good contacts there. And I was also notified of this on, I want to say Tuesday morning, something like that. Anyway, so the reason that they were giving was that they were going to be given these satellite phones because of potential disruptions was what they were given. And I talked directly to someone who works there and that's what they were given. So why, I think the question has to be asked, A, did they leak it on purpose? Right? Another thing for us to talk about. Or the most likely thing is B, they think there's going to be disruptions. Well, disruptions to the cell phone service, right? Which is why they put out satellites. So what would cause, disruption, that's interesting. And I don't know, but I've told people this a lot that, if the day ever comes where the zombie apocalypse ever comes, and I say this half jokingly, but the greatest thing, I'll be able to throw my cell phone away. If all else fails, they will bring out the aliens. We need to unite the world against the aliens. One world, one government, one military. Oh, see, this is super smart. Super smart, right? Create the problem so that we can create the solution. And what better way to bring in a one world government than to fight it? Oh, that's badass.
To fight something else.
Yeah, some foreign thing that we can't control. Yeah. That's bullshit, Tag. Tambra, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what thing I said was BS, but.
Something about the young people. Did you see her message above that?
No, she says, I am an instigator.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It was obvious from the first live show that Tag knows how to push buttons. Yeah. Yep. Think of why we have money to survive, right? Food, water, and shelter. Yep. Yep. Target next. I must be way behind on comments. Oh, my goodness. Oh, guys. Sorry. I'm going to just get closer because I'm so far behind. Let me see where we go here. The worst is you have to participate to pay property taxes. Yes. Richard, this is true. And, I've had a lot of people. I'll tell you a story. I was in a live meeting in Missouri where I went to go talk to another community. And we were talking about this exact same thing. And the guy says, yeah, but what good does it do? You still got to pay taxes. Well, true. But what if I could take care of all the rest of them? You guys have heard me say that if you ask any general how many fronts they want to fight a battle on, they're all going to tell you one because they don't want to divide their resources.
Yeah. I
may not be able to deal with taxes. I have to pay them today. I don't know how to get around it. But what I can do now is I can make sure I have no electric bill, no water bill. I have no mortgage. I can get as many of them done as I can so that even if gas goes to $12 a gallon or my property taxes explode, I'm better in a position to deal with that problem because I've taken care of everything else. They want it to crash to start the digital dollar. Yep, and enable taxation. And it's not a coincidence that they hired 87,000 new IRS agents, right? This is not a coincidence. And then here comes the Fed now and the digital dollar.
And they did all that first.
Of course they did. Of course they did. They've got to be ready for all that, right? Yep. Common sense makes good sense. This was said really well. Yep. Yoda says payments we took at the Midwest Preparedness Festival on cards took 3 to 5 days to go into the account. They always request what they bought or what they are doing. I typed in thank you. I'm not confident that's going to work anymore. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got to find, Yoda, you've got to find a way to do business that doesn't require the dollar. You're just going to have to, or at least a piece of your business. Take your business and say, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing at 80%, but how do I begin to build that financial network away from that currency at 20% of my business? Hey, Ghetto, what's up? Hey, if I missed anybody and didn't say hello, sorry. So Drummondson Live says, what's the name of your sole responsibility? It's called Grid Down. And I own part of the company, just FYI. But if you look it up, griddown.com, it's out there. Target is losing big. Yes, they are, Zealand says. And good. Let me see here. Make sure you have plenty of sugar so you can have berry cobbler and peach cobbler. Yep. I love cobbler. I'm not a big peach fan. Totally suck is I took card payments for a friend and it looks like I made money. Yes. And you got to really watch this, Yoda, because what's going to happen is because it all runs through Fed now, they will say, okay, this is income. And then they're going to totally shorten. Watch what happens here. They're going to say, guys, the IRS is bad. The banks are bad. We're going to bring out the digital dollar. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's going to work. We're going to get rid of the corrupt bankers. We're going to get rid of the IRS system that's gotten too complicated. From now on, you will literally, your tax returns will be done for you.
Yes.
Because with this Fed Now thing, it's so exciting. It's so fast. It's so new. It's got everything in it. We will know what your income is. We will know what you spent. We will just send you an invoice of what you owe us or send you a check of what we owe you. You don't have to do anything. It's simple. It's easy. Go back to the beach. Go back to the club. The new iPhone 12 is being released next week. That's it, guys.
You better get to work then if you're going to buy one of them.
That's it. What is this? Who be were the 50? Did I miss something? I have no idea. Z-Lin says they're getting desperate. Z-Lin, I 100% agree with you. I think that they would love to lower interest rates right now to keep the game going. But if they do that, then no one's going to want to buy the treasuries because people are exiting the dollar. So they're going to have to continue to keep them interest rates at a level that become attractive to those foreign investors. And but I think they'd really like to lower them. Who were the 50? Who were the 50?
I don't know. Who were the 50s? Eagle Lover said the same. Oh, Eagle Lover said it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what we're referring to as the 50, but I skipped a bunch of comments because I'm still but way behind. They're going to use alien invasion as a reason to unite the world under a new world order. Yeah, sweet savory words. LJC said this earlier there, and I think that is really smart. I had not considered that. That's really awesome. Yeah, and that's scary. 1984 is coming to fruition. Yeah. Everyone needs to go tonight, this weekend. Go watch 1984, the movies, or listen to the audiobook again. Yeah. Remember you're supposed to remember something. That was already predicted in several movies. Independence Day, for example. Yeah, I just hadn't considered that they'd unite the New World Order, the one world government, the one world currency in an effort to combat aliens. I mean, I just hadn't. Oh yeah, Dolores says they told us what they were going to do in the movie Independence Day. Let me see here. Strong CME from the sun can take out a phone and an internet service. Great point. Yep, absolutely can. Cyber Polygon exercise run by the World Economic Forum for a grid down event, just like Event 201 was a dry run for the COVID. Hey, Can Squatch. What's going on? I haven't talked to you in a long, long time. I hope all is well. Money is an illusion. Our time is the real currency. Amen. Yeah. Ghetto, this is 100% true. Your energy is the only real currency. That is it. Super, super, super well said. I'm going to gold star that one. I don't know what starring them does, but I'm giving you a star, Ghetto, because fuck, I can. Sorry. Okay. Even the Pope is on record of saying that the alien comes, we will need to have a new gospel so that it's relatable to them. That's just so wrong. Isn't that interesting? One world religion. That's interesting to me. Crap. Remember the Outliers music video you sent me 2 years ago? Do you remember that? I don't.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Wake up when time's all over. What is it?
I don't remember. That does not ring a bell to me.
I can't think of the words, but I know what she's talking about.
Yeah. Digital meters from the power companies, they've been planning this for years. Yep. God bless us all. Plan for the worst, pray for the best. Yep. Those smart meters, the digital meters like he's talking about there, can turn your power off remotely. Yep. Remotely. Aliens or fallen angels, do not be deceived. Did you see Monkeyworks video from a few days ago? 7,000 survey flights since March the 7th. I didn't. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go watch that. I like that channel.
Monkeyworks.
Yeah.
7,000 surveys.
Yep. Those 87,000 new agents will be going after the billionaires, I'm sure. Well, of course they will. They're for you and me, Can Squatch. They're only after the evil people. It's nearly impossible to sell without digital payments. Most people don't carry cash. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to eliminate cash anyway, but pay in cash as much as you can. There's a local restaurant here not very far from me called 1886 Cafe, and it's a great cafe, like-minded, all of those kind of things. And we try to really go out of our way never to use a card, a debit card or whatever, that to give them, a paper check or cash so that we can eliminate the fees, help them stay in business. Maybe everybody should start doing that.
Using cash?
Or checks. Right? And let's cut the big finance companies out for as long as we can.
Don't use the cards.
Just don't use them.
Just write a paper check or do cash.
Yeah, remember how I said we don't have to fight them? We just have to quit using them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get down here again. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, guys.
There's a lot going on.
Terminator 7 up since 4 o'clock this morning. I'm tired. Good night. All stay safe and God bless. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday. Take it easy.
Yep. Stay in the metaverse. We have everything covered out here. Yeah. You're right on. He says, yeah, I hope they don't come down my driveway. I'm hoping they don't come down any of our driveways, but don't look good. Hey, Alabama, how are you? Yeah, these young whippersnappers are all for the convenience. They don't understand the consequences.
That's true.
I listened to, what was it? Andy Griffith show. And he was talking about, I know, right?
You were watching the Andy Griffith show?
No, watched a clip. And he talked about how you can't let youngins choose for themselves because they will grab at the first shiny object. Yeah. quote, you know? Yeah. There are 100 senators. Who were the 50 that got sat phones? Oh, it's more than that. It's not just the 50. Some of them got sat phones, but there's other people in the other, one in the other houses, but also at different levels of government. So it wasn't just the 50 senators. That's just what they reported. Here we go. What foreign investors are buying bonds? Isn't everyone dumping the dollar? No, they can't just totally dump the dollar. If China, for example, was to dump all of their holdings, or Japan, Japan has a lot of holdings in dollars, it would crash the market. So what they've got to do is get out at a little bit at a time. But here's the thing: is where do you go? Anybody who'd make the argument that the yuan is stronger doesn't understand it. Or, that makes the argument that the pound is stronger, or makes the argument that any of them are stronger. The fact of the matter is the United States is still the safest place. And so you're still going to have people buying, but we're going to have to be competitive in that market, or at least for now. They like to show you all this stuff of everyone's dumping dollars, and it's going on, guys. Don't misunderstand. It is. People are in it less and less and less, but it is still attractive to most governments because there really isn't a whole lot of choice, out there. Mr. Rain says he's married to an alien, and I'm pushing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They always tell you what's coming in movies. They know before we do. Yes, they do.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one right there. I think that did good. Oh, my goodness. I got to skip a couple, guys. Okay. Here we go. Feed the monster. I think this is the art, guys. I think we have to get committed to just not participating anymore. You don't have to fight nothing. Don't go protest. They don't do any good anyway. It just justifies what they do. Just exit. Tamara says, good night. I must be getting old. I'm tired already. Yep. Good night to you. Hope to see you in Texas. The introduction of the checking account was the foundation for a cashless society. Credit cards are the second step. Are you getting it yet?
Oh.
Yeah, Richard, I know how the game is played. I mean, I sit here on my channel and preach it, all day long, every day. Obviously, I don't know every intricacy as I learn it, but I know that this whole program has been in the makings for a very long time.
He's right, though.
He is right. Yeah. We're the safest here because we're the biggest bully out of all the countries. Yes. Mm. And as long as we're that, which I don't know how much longer that's going to last, because they're absolutely gaining on us, Y'all making me think I need to order a drum of motor oil, air, oil filters, etc. for my non-computer chip containing carbureted 1986 pickup. Amen.
Unless you can, make them yourself.
Right. Here we go. Defund the beast system. Yeah, I really think that's the art. How do we, even though it's more of a pain in the ass.
It is.
It is. But babe, quit paying we don't have a water bill, but let's say we had a water bill. Quit paying it like that. Go drop it off to the water company.
But I used to do that.
I know.
I would drop it off. I would take it to the bank and drop it off. And then they said, we are no longer accepting water payments. So then I'd have to take it to the bank.
Yeah.
But it was a paper check. It was still.
But I think any of them we can do is good. Even though I know it's more inconvenient to write a check. It's more inconvenient to take it there. But we've got to exit the system. As long as we're participating in it, we're funding it. That's it.
That's why that Fed now is like, it's instant money.
Yeah.
I mean, ACHs take 3 days, and P2Ps are supposed to be instant, but they're not always instant. But this is supposed to be. Are you drinking coffee?
I am. Because I'm,
Because you didn't drink it this morning.
No, because I don't have any other choices.
There's milk there.
Where?
In the refrigerator where we keep it.
Oh, you mean 3 flights of stairs from here?
Yes. In the refrigerator, in the kitchen, the normal place.
Yep. Get your land ready and stack. Yep. They can only lie for so long. Well, I think the lie's been unraveling, Z-Lynn. Wouldn't you agree that it's been unraveling for a little bit now? And more people are seeing it. I mean, I think you're seeing the outcome of this with the Budweiser thing and the Target thing. People getting pissed about it. Guys, I can tell you land around me, comes up on the market, it's gone. There's a lot of people moving out, a lot of people trying to leave the cities. And I mean, I think it's kind of unraveling now, but someone told me once that as let me go back. For you guys who haven't read about the Tytler cycle, go back and look at a thing called the Tytler cycle, Tytler. And anyway, what it talks about is how societies collapse, right, over a long period of time. But in there, they talk about how the further you get closer to the actual final collapse, the more ridiculous the laws become. And that this happened, in many places, Rome and in a lot of these places. So I think you're going to see more and more weird, like that doesn't make any sense. Like you have to call someone by their chosen pronoun, for example, or whatever, just more and more outlandish, We used to take payments to the utilities and a few other places because we waited till the last minute to pay bills on purpose. We can do it again. We just have to be committed to do it again. And people need to stand up and, we're not doing this. And, if your bank wants to ask you why, move banks, make it super clear, Tag, put you a dorm fridge in there where you do live stream, cold drinks at hand. That's a great idea.
Big kid, no. 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 One refrigerator that needs to be cleaned out and stocked is in the kitchen.
Richard said, smart people are waking up while idiots are cheering them on. Yeah, but I think there's a whole bunch, Richard, of those idiots that are turning the corner. The people are becoming more and more awake all the time. I get all kinds of messages that come through to me that ask me about, man, I didn't see this, or this is who I am, and, don't ridicule me. But, people are like, oh, wait a second, something's not right. Yep, hydraulic oil, that's a big one right there. Spark plugs, rotor cap, condensers, fuel storage, perhaps. It's not safe to live within 2 hours of a fast-growing city. I think the further you are away, let me back up. Hey, Alabama. I think there's something else to consider here. It's not just 2 hours from a fast-growing city, because it could be a whole bunch of smaller cities. What I would ask myself is how many people can reach me in a tank of gas, and focus in on that. Because I don't, a city of 2 million people at you in a tank of gas versus, 200,000 people cities in a tank of gas is the same number of people, except now you're completely surrounded versus it being one directional. But, I would consider how many people can get to me in a tank of gas.
Yeah.
They closed our electric company office here, would have to drive an hour to El Paso to pay for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they do, babe. This is it. They're going to make it harder and harder and harder.
Inconvenient.
Yep. So let's stop paying an electric bill. Let's do it for ourselves. Right. And LJC, I know you and I've talked about this. I don't know any other way,
Yeah.
Where am I at here? I'm sorry, right there. Marla said that she saw a great shirt today, and somewhere down here. Oh, I'm gonna try to do them in order here. It says, "We the people" in script. And then I'm assuming the back. "We the people are pissed." Oh, okay, got it. I missed somebody up here. Okay, where are we at here? Right there. Satan has to tell what is happening. It's getting stupid now. We have to hold the line. We have to hold the line. And we have to get out of our comfort zone. We got to quit hiding in the closet. We got to quit being worried about them putting us on some kind of list, right? Because you're already on there. I mean, if you've made one post on Facebook about Joe Biden's an idiot, you're already on there. So, and then let's just get busy creating our own societies and our own, economies, right? And barter systems and, and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that's the absolute best thing we can do.
Find your people, yoke up.
Tank of gas. You mean I'm within range of a charging station? Yeah. Keep rooting on those charging stations, because that means they ain't making it far. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. A tank of gas is 600 miles. Well, actually, Eagle Lover, Texas, the average tank of gas is 330 miles. But since you said 600, I would want to know how many people are within a 600-mile range of me. You're not going to find a single place in the United States of America that you're not going to have a population within 600 miles of you. But the question is, can you be in a place that limits that? And here's the other thing. And you guys, you go back on my videos, and I did a video on how we found our land, where I did a needs and threats analysis. So how many natural barriers to drift can we put between that tank of gas? Can I put the Missouri River between me and that? Can I put the Mississippi River? Can I worry about mountain ranges? How can I position myself in an area where, because it's becoming so populated, that in order to get to me would be a challenge all by itself? And I would consider all of those things. Yeah. We have a lot of Amish with guns. I didn't know Amish carried guns. Problem is that they are building low income housing out here in the county. Our taxes will go up to support it. Of course, you got to help those poor people. If you are not on a list, you're doing something wrong. Yeah, well, and you're hiding, and enough's enough. I'm very vocal to my county commissioners. I'm very vocal to the school boards. I'm very vocal to whoever will listen to me, and I'm not hiding anymore. I'm so tired of it. Yes and no at that tag. Being off the beaten path is the real deal, not being on the direct routes between popular places. The miles isn't as important, I don't believe. See, I think it is important because people can take those routes. But again, I think to my earlier point, Big Kid, the natural barriers to drift off the beaten path, I think would be included in that. I think that's part of that equation. Let me see here. Ghetto says they just approved Musk for human trials for that Neuralink. Yeah, what a mess. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Ghetto, I did that at T-Mobile last month when they jerked me around over a 10-cent mistake, and it was their mistake, but they blocked my service. I plunked a dime on the counter. They were shocked. Curtis Stone talked about moving to small, like-minded towns and not letting the woke come in and take over. Totally agree. Build a town. Everybody go build a town.
Did he get kicked? Did he get denied entry to the U.S.?
Who?
Curtis.
I don't have any idea. I have no idea. No idea. If you don't pay your electric bill, water bill, etc., they can say your place is not livable. Yeah, don't have an electric bill. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Right? They can say whatever they want to say, but I mean, at some point you have to stand up and say no. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Barb. Is this right here? Is I know
that's what you're saying. So, like, if you have your own solar, then you don't have an electric bill. So, removing that stroke is what you're saying.
Removing that stroke. Now, if you already have grid power, and it's already coming into your house, chances are you're going to have to leave it, and you're going to pay a minimum bill. But you can shut the power off.
Yeah.
You're going to pay a $30 minimum hookup because they've got to maintain or, whatever all that stuff is.
Yeah.
But I think at some time, we as a people have at some point got to get up and say, no, we can't just wait for the other people to do it. We sit back behind the scenes. You need to, call them and tell them, no, there, how's that? Come do whatever you got to do, big guy. I'll be sitting here waiting for you because how long are you going to take it and just say, okay, Yeah, this is a good point too here. Rain Country, Mr. Rains is out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Just make sure the road isn't passable for Teslas. Yeah. Yes, he was denied entry, said Jane. I didn't know that. We need to take the power back now. Yeah, and Zealand, I've thought about this hour after hour after hour. And the only answer that I can come to that's viable is we have to stop participating in the system. No violence. Don't go protest. Right. We're not fighting anybody. What we're doing is going to create a brand new system. We're just going to exit, the Atlas Shrugged theory of going Galt. I can't see another way to do it. I just cannot see another way to do it. And I would welcome any thoughts, but I just personally don't see it. I'm often surprised at how many people trust Musk and ignore the whole Neuralink and a few other things he's involved in. Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you. You guys have heard me say many times, is he Lex Luthor or Bruce Wayne? Here we go. Big Kid says, get this. If you don't have their utilities, you cut a lot of their control methods. That's right. That's right. You want to shut off my minimum bill, knock yourself out. Right? What are you going to do? If you're building a new, just don't even connect.
Right.
Right. Curtis Stone was denied entry because the conference paid his travel and hotel. See here, inside city limits, you're not allowed to not have utilities. Yeah, well, here we go again, right? So if you're in a place where you can't be free, where you can't tell them no, or whatever it is, move. Sell your house, sell your belongings, and move. I mean, I don't see how staying in a situation where you're going to continue to be a slave and you have no choice around it's going to help anybody. So Rain Country says, look at what happened to Doug and Stacy getting their Twitter account suspended. That's so silly. I am 100% convinced that YouTube's going to go away. Tag and B aren't going to be here anymore. They're going to do all of this and we're just going to have to be on our own, doing our own thing. I don't see any way around it at some point, They threatened to condemn my son's house if he did not connect back to the electric company. So tell them to condemn it. See, this is the thing, Richard, and I know this is so hard to do, but if they sent me that letter and said, hey, you got to connect to the grid or we're going to condemn your house, I'd fight them. I mean, I'm not talking about physical fight them. I mean, I would go get an attorney and I'd say, let's go. If you really want to drag this out like this, cool. Let's go do it and fight them the best that I could fight them. But I'm certainly not going to get on my knees and say, please, sir. I can assure you that. When buying property, please make sure you don't share any easements with your neighbors, including your driveway. Ask me how I know. Oh, good point, Mandy.
Including her driveway, she says.
Yep. Musk was a distraction. He was denied entry because they said someone else paid for him to come talk. Yeah, but it's none of their business. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this up. Sweet savory words. All right, we're going on, and I didn't get hardly to anything. See if there's anything I really, really, really want to talk about tonight. If you guys look here, so when I get ready for the lives, right? I mean, I take pages of notes of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
This is an important, Tamara, and this is a place where Tamara and I are going to have to probably disagree a little bit here and fight them physically if you have to. I don't think you can win a game when there's someone else who makes all of the rules to the game and then can change the rules to the game on the fly.
Yeah.
I just don't see any way to do that. So I think we have to completely create new systems. And I was talking to Yoda in here earlier about take a piece of your business, 20%, and figure out a way to make that work without ever using the dollar. Mm-hmm. Find a way. I don't want to hear that it can't be done. You have to find a way because pretty quick you're not going to have a choice.
Right.
And if you can do it at 20%, you can do it at 100. You just got to scale. So anyway, that's so cool. They talked about the satellite phones. I'm just going to skip all that because this is just all news stuff. Hey, I want to tell you guys an interesting story. Yeah, Tamara says, but that ain't right.
I agree with Tamara. At some point, we have no choice but to fight. Yeah. Amen. We need a new system.
Yeah. I think maybe you just got to define what fight is, what that means to a certain person. I think the absolute way to win this is if 30 million people don't show up to work tomorrow. I think the way you absolutely win this is nobody goes and votes, or everybody goes and votes in the presidential election. We all agree we're going to vote for Mickey Mouse.
I thought it was none of the above.
Or none of the above. Pick it. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that we as a people, a whole bunch of us, have to exit and say, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, they just disappear.
Yeah, but you're never going to disappear, physically because
I'm
of where it is.
I'm just talking about John Galt.
Yeah, but I think you can
from the system.
Yep, I'm just not playing it anymore. Take all of your money out of the market. Take all of your money out of the bank. Exit. Say, I'm just not doing it anymore. If anybody is listening to this that can strike with their retirement at paying off their mortgage, I'd do it. I would absolutely do it. I just don't know any other way but to exit. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, let me see. Amen. We need new systems. Change the game. Yeah, that's exactly right. Sometimes I don't know another way. And I don't think, Red Dawn running to the streets is going to do anything but get you killed. Guys,
let's not do that.
I was in the military. It's not a good idea. What you see on TV is not how it will be. Biden said he would use nuclear on American soil. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I don't think you can fight it like that. Why did never mind. I can't say that. Never mind. I think I'll just leave that one alone.
I'm glad you have the gift of foresight.
30 million people should withhold their taxes and pay at the end of the year. They won't have money to play with all year long. Hey, Alabama, a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. It's an absolutely wonderful idea. Or what if every single Republican or conservative went and registered Democrat? I'm not talking about changing the way you vote. I'm just talking about them not allowing them to count your vote ahead of time.
Changing them to, yeah.
Not let them guess.
Yeah.
Right? Not let them do that. Here we go. What we got here? Unplugging from the internet would hurt them more than people realize. I couldn't agree more. I think that's coming anyway. I think it's going to get so super regulated that you pretty much have to, comply
or get off.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll be meeting at the school parking lot again. Remember those days?
Mm-hmm. Richard says the whole nation refusing to work would be the most effective way. I agree. I absolutely agree, but you got to be willing to deal with the consequences of that.
And there are consequences.
And as long as we are tied into easy credit, as long as we have mortgages, as long as we're tied to all of their systems, you can't walk out.
Yeah. This
is the point, right? I've worked my whole life to be to a point, fuck, I don't have to. I'll walk out, But Puddin' Tang says, I live in Florida and have written Mickey Mouse at the voting booth. That mouse is a resident in Florida. Yep. We live less than 5 miles from an Air Force base. Mandy says, is there a choice of none of the above in the voting ballot when voting? No, but you could write it in. If I could get 1,000 homesteading prepping channels all networked together where what we could do is all of us put out a message, go and vote for president and vote for none of the above. Just do it. The fact of the matter is what would happen is the Democrat would get elected because the majority of homesteaders are conservative. And so but what does it matter? What does it matter? It's one party anyway. But what I think it would say to everybody is, right? People are not happy. And I think you'd send a super clear message. Look what happened in Rome. We're going the same way. We're absolutely going the same way. Yeah. Where are we at here? Let me see here. It's switching to a flip phone a better idea. Does anyone have any suggestions? And what about you, Jack? The one right? What? Work my little what? I don't understand that. I don't know how a flip phone will be any better than any other phone if it has internet connectivity, right? You're still doing it. I mean, unless it's not a smartphone and an analog of somehow, So, yeah. Oh, this is a great point. Ghetto says, we, the American people, are not uncomfortable enough to stand together. Isn't that a shame? True. Yeah, absolutely true. Bear Independent has some good insights, says Deb. Yes, he does. The elections are all rigged. Couldn't agree more. Change to independent so they have no idea how you will vote. You can't be depended on to vote a certain way. Yeah, hey, Alabama, I've thought about this a bunch. I don't know whether it would be better. Part of me thinks I would be a conservative in the old conservatives. I would not be a Republican. But by going to Democrat, I think they count that as a liberal vote. I don't know what should be better. Would it be better for everybody to be independent? That's interesting. 2 cans on a string. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at this. Back to back.
Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Yep. Republicans will never win another election. I actually wouldn't be a bit surprised if that was true. All right, we're trucking. I got to get on this. Anyway, I want to tell you guys a story. So I have a buddy who, him and I don't see eye to eye on everything. And, we've gotten into some hard disagreements over the years. But with all of that said, he's probably one of the people I respect the most because I know so much about him and he took a stand when no one else would. And, I just think a lot of him, and I've got a bunch of friends who did that. And so I'm certainly not talking bad about any of them. I'm just saying this one particular guy. But anyway, his mom has dementia and she is really struggling right now. And so for years, this person has been the power of attorney and been paying her bills for her and, taking care of everything and just keeping everything kind of afloat. And last week she got locked out of her house. And, so she was at the neighbor's house
just by accident.
So the cops were called. And so someone was concerned for her well-being. So she went to the hospital and they did an evaluation on her and all of that and seized all of her bank accounts and shut it all down where this particular person, my friend, didn't have access to them anymore, that the state was now going to decide what was going to happen to mom. And so he called me and we were talking about all this and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I never heard of such a thing. And anyway, to make a long story short, he got his attorney and took care of it. And he's back being the PO, but now she's in a permanent nursing home, and he's lost some of his abilities, but not all of them. But the reason I tell you this story is because about 3 years ago, they worked on a trust to get her. This is before everything was too bad. They worked on a trust, but a trust has a look back period of 5 years or 8 years, depending on what you're doing. And now that she's gone into the nursing home, the trust may be reversed, which means that the government, through Medicare spend down, will take everything. They will take
assets,
all of her assets. So
to pay for her bills,
to pay for her nursing home.
Oh, her nursing home
Charges, right? They're going to spend them all away. It's called a Medicare spend down. And so the reason I even bring this up to you guys is to tell you, get that shit in order, man. Because had this been done 3 years before that, this wouldn't even be an issue, all the time.
Because it would have been protected within that.
Right. So when dad died and left everything to mom so that mom could live as long as she could, which then should go to son, the government's going to get it all. The son's not going to get anything.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they did everything right. They did it the American way.
Right.
They went to high school, then they went to college, then they went and got a job, and they worked for 50 years, and then they retired, and they put money in the market, and they did all of these things that you're taught to do. But the reason you're taught to do them is exactly this, right? So that you can retire and they can get you out the dole as quick as they can, and they're going to get all the money back, all of it. And to me, how sad is that? So I've got a good buddy going through it who, again, I respect a lot, one of the smartest people I know. And, I pray for him, and I hope that he can get through it. The good news is he's smart. And the good news is he's got an attorney. And so the good news is they're combating it. But I think the advice that I would give to everybody is, don't wait till you get to that, to that kind of spot, because you're not going to win. This is my point.
Get your finances in order.
If you own land, it should be in a trust, right? I mean, there's just things you can do to help stop some of that, because it's going to get brutal on him, and I think it's super, super sad.
Jeez.
All right. Where am I at here? Let me see here. That's not right at all. No, it is not. I love the idea of registering DC. I kind of do too. And I get the idea of registering independent, but I think registering Democrat throws the vote even worse. I think. Anyway, I can bounce signals off the moon with my handheld ham radio and also use satellite signal at certain times. Yeah. Ham radio is certainly a viable solution. Pretty hard to shut them down. They could shut the towers down, but I cannot have life insurance policy. Being on Social Security, the state would take it due to their estate recover plan. This is what I'm talking about right here, right? If you had it before, though, right before the case and everything was put in order, you might be able to, do something about it. But they're going to get the money anyway. Remember, it's always the land of make believe. I advise my patients that of that for years. I used to be only 3 years. They will make you sell everything. Yep. I think it's 5, at least in the state that this guy's in. I think it's 5. Yep. You can make your own tower and use a wire. Anyway, I want to tell you guys the story of that because I think that's just.
So get your house in order.
Get your house in order. Yep. Yep. And then I also want to make sure you guys were aware that 60,000 tons of ammonium nitrate disappeared.
I did see something about.
Yeah. So it's coming out of Wyoming. It was headed to California, and they lost it. And that's, the Oklahoma bombing stuff, that's a big deal. And who knows? So I have a will written with an attorney. Then that should keep the government out? No. No, it won't. What a will is for is after you die. But what happens, Mandy, if you get ill? What happens if you go into a nursing home? Because who's going to pay for it? Are you going to use all your assets, all the retirements? Are you going to get it all eaten up, right? As you're in a nursing home if you don't protect it another way. So all a will is going to do is protect you, or a will is going to do is tell them what to do with whatever's left over when you die. Yeah, Vicky says in Texas it's 5 years. And if that doesn't take them all, the new inheritance tax will get the rest. Yeah, right. What's Richard say here? Nope. The letter said it would not matter. You should have a will, but in the event of your death, you have to file it for it to be good. Yeah, I would argue get your, if you could get your assets in a way, like I really like the idea of land trusts. Setting up a way to protect the land. So it's, trust, they consider a trust to be its own person. And so it has certain rights and it has to pay certain taxes and those kind of things. I think it's probably the best way to go, but I need to do some more research on that. But let me see here. Nope. The state sent me a brochure that when I die, the state owns everything I own, even my personal property, like family heirlooms. Yeah. Remember, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And there will not be anything left over. That is what happened with my mom. Yeah. That's what happened to my dad too. But I think, the thing is that with the right trust, I don't know how long I could keep my land in my family's name, but I'm sure I could do it for a few generations. All that matters is whatever the last judge ruled on the topic. Yeah, unfortunately. Once my place is paid, I'll be putting my daughters on the property deed. Yep. Voting is part of the same illusion that money is. Yep. I added my children to the title of what I own. Yeah, but because your name is on it, I think in the event of a nursing home, they could still make you sell it. I'm not an expert, though. Could you just put the person you want to give the asset to on the title? Yeah, you could just, let's say, sign over your land to your grandson, for an example. But just understand that that becomes his asset and his taxable event, right? You need to have a trust. And for other items, give them away before you pass on. Yeah. Agree with Scanes was 5 years. Yep. So you all have a good night. Eyes drooling. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get out of here too. Hey, I want to give you guys some parting words before I get out of here. I know B left, but I'm getting tired too. It's been, 2.5 hours, but I think what's important in all of this, and kind of, I didn't know that the live was going to kind of go like this, but at the end of the day, you got to remember that nobody owes you nothing. If you want it, you got to go get it. If you want to be free, you have to go do it. No one's going to do it for you. And if what we're going to do is sit behind the scenes and bitch that we don't like the election, we don't like the results, whatever it is, you're not getting anywhere. We've got to take responsibility for our own actions. And so, I would encourage all of us, for any of you who are hiding, to stop hiding. It's time to get in the fight. And I'm not talking about a physical fight. I'm talking about, we have to stand up and say, no. I have a good friend who, Louise Milliman, who lives in Georgia. And she said to me once that no is a complete sentence. And I think it's time for us to start exercising that complete sentence and to say, hey, that's it. Right now we've got some school board elections going on here in my local county. And man, we are swinging as hard as we can to get somebody in there that will take a stand. And we're going to win or we're going to lose, one or the other, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're going to go fight. And so I would just encourage all you guys, that it's time, it's time to stand up and say, this is enough's enough. And, no, you can't make me, and it's not going to happen. And too bad. Do what you got to do, tough guy. And, just kind of have a little bit of that attitude. Just don't be the noise box, be the difference. It's time, guys, for us to be the difference. We can sit behind the scenes all we want, or we can get up and do something about it, and I guess it's really, I got to say is, go be the difference, go be Darren Blackwell, who fought and fought and fought, go be Callie, who fought for what she believed in, go be these people who sacrificed for 20 years. We talk about Bird's Eye View Homestead on here tonight. And there's so many other guys, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but go be that, be willing to risk it, for what's better for all of us in the long term. And if you'll do that, I'll stand by your side. Any parting words?
I liked that. I think you did a good job.
You didn't have anything to add? Did you trip on the way up the stairs?
No, I was just trying to catch my breath.
Yep.
I got to go find one of the puppies in the dark.
Oh, you lost one? Okay. Anyway, guys, listen, we love you guys. Thank you guys for being part of the community. You give me purpose. This is the reason I'm here, is to, kind of go through all of this stuff. I'll do my best to get videos out. Everyone's, just busy, just trying to get stuff done. I'm trying to live free. I'm trying to learn along the way. And I think it's important for me to tell you guys this too. I'm not the expert. I don't know. I'm swinging. I'm just swinging, as hard as I can. And I learn from everybody. I learn from you guys. I learn from my community here, and we're going to learn together. I don't know everything, but, hang in there and be the difference. Just stand up and be the difference. Stand up and say, no, it's okay. You know, it's absolutely okay. And if we do, enough of us do it together, we can stop all of this. But if we don't, if all we do is sit behind the scenes and bitch, then you get what you asked for. And that's just that. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Hey, Jane says, first time catching live, and I thoroughly put that up there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's so good to be with company like mine. Amen. And please come back, Jane. You know, we'll continue to chat, you know, and we'll find a way. All of us will find a way together. And I don't know the way, guys. I'm telling you, I do not know.
Right. But we're yoking up with people.
That's right.
And somebody's got to know the way.
We're going to find it together.
We're going to. I
think it's a collective
pound the ground together.
Yeah, I think it's a collective way. You know, that
well, it looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, freedom doesn't look the same for everybody. Off grid doesn't look the same to everybody.
That's right.
You know, we all have to find our path in this world and do it the way we want to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But we should have the option to do it the way we want to do it.
Yeah. Well, B promised me fresh baked cookies tonight, and that was bullshit. All right, guys.
I'll get you some chocolate milk.
We'll see you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday. I'll probably do a live on Wednesday with All American Prepper, I think, if I can get it all worked out. But our regular Friday live will be just like, and come to the Zoom. Let's hang out.
Thursday.
Yeah. I'll see you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.